The inner area of the Styx River was once a barren land. The trees growing on both sides of the river were all strange-shaped shrubs and covered with thorns. Lin Hao came to the location marked by his sister. This was just the outskirts of the shrubbery, and there was no sign of any Styx dolls around. Maybe the Styx doll that I saw last time came out from a very inner position, so there is no trace around here. It seems that we need to expand the search scope. However, this Great Rift Valley is so big that it would take several months to explore it all by yourself. Command the skeletons, command the puppets. 2 skills were activated at the same time, and 17 skeletons emerged from the ground. A little bit of soulfire seemed to be flashing in the empty eye holes. The way the puppet Wang Siki appeared was not to emerge from the ground, but to gather some surrounding dark elements, combined with the power of death released from Lin Hao's body, to condense it. It looked exactly the same as when he was in the hospital before, and he was wearing the condensed form that day. Costumes. Wang Siki, release undead cockroaches to explore the path. If you encounter any monsters or creatures, report them immediately, and then take me to confirm the target before attacking. The puppet Wang Siki raised his hands and a large number of bugs flew out of his sleeves. This time it was not larvae, but undead cockroaches that flew out. These undead cockroaches were even smaller than mosquitoes when they flew out, but after falling to the ground one by one, they quickly expanded and grew. With just one breath, they returned to the size of their previous arms. Then, the puppet Wang Siki waved his hand, and all the undead cockroaches burrowed into the strange forest in the upper reaches of the Styx River and dispersed. Although there are many thorns in the strange forest and there is no path that anyone can walk on, but for bugs like undead cockroaches, that is not a problem at all. The bugs that move forward on the ground are not affected at all. Just swish, thousands of undead cockroaches have all burrowed into the strange forest, looking for any living creature that can move. Lin Hao walked up the river. The puppet Wang Siki followed Lin Hao silently. Although he encountered many shrub branches that had grown to the Styx River and blocked the road, the 17 skeletons were like guards. Lin Hao ordered that he would go forward and cut down all the bushes and open a way out. Some pieces of wood from those chopped shrubs fell into the river Styx, but they were not corroded immediately. Instead, they slowly flowed downward with the river Styx. However, they sank not very far after flowing out, and were slowly buried in the bottom of the river. It corrodes away, giving people the feeling that the Styx is feeding. There is almost no human activity here. Lin Hao generously revealed all the equipment in the equipment column. The magic palm turned into a black glove, and the 2-piece suit of level 70 could not be revealed and used. Holding the incinerator in one hand and the shield in the other, with the blessing of the passive skill Hell's Power, Lin Hao now wielded the incinerator with one hand, which was originally too heavy to lift with both hands. Just like holding an ordinary long sword, it doesn't feel burdensome at all. More than an hour later, the puppet Wang Siki showed no reaction and was still following closely behind him. This shows that thousands of immortal cockroaches have not found any living creatures for so long. It was said before that no strangers should be allowed to approach the Styx River area. Lin Hao felt that now, no living creatures should be allowed to approach. There was no one who could swim in the water, and there was nothing flying in the sky. Except for strange shrubs in the forest, saw nothing. I heard that a strange blood-red grass grows here, which can be used to make certain nerve poisons. Occasionally, when someone needs it, a person with superpowers is invited to collect it. I'm afraid the guard thought he was here to collect this. Not knowing how much area the inner perimeter covers, Lin Hao thought he might have to stay here for the night. However, I don't have to worry about safety issues if I stay here overnight, and I have skeletons as my bodyguards, so I won't get tired even if I don't sleep. They are simply the best bodyguards. Let's start looking for a place to spend the night now. Fortunately, I brought a sleeping bag with me. Lin Hao was about to put all the equipment back into the equipment slot and let down his guard. At this time, the puppet Wang Siki suddenly reacted, his eyes flickered, and he transmitted the perspective of the undead cockroach who found the target to Lin Hao. Lin Hao could immediately see everything the undead cockroach saw indirectly through the puppet Wang Siki. An immortal cockroach climbed to the back of more than a dozen hills. It encountered nothing along the way, only strange trees. When climbing over the 14th hill, the immortal cockroach stood on the hill and looked down. He saw a small tribe with a group of black dwarves inside, just a little bigger than himself. The immortal cockroaches drooled all over the floor when they saw something moving, but the mother body asked them to immediately send the information back if they found anything moving, and wait for the Supreme Master to confirm the target and give the order before they can move. Lin Hao's eyes widened when he saw what the immortal cockroach saw. It was the Styx dolls that had formed a tribe. By visual inspection, there are probably more than 30 of them, and each of them has learned to cover themselves with leaves, and has also built an extremely simple cabin. It cannot be called a cabin, it can only be regarded as a few wooden branches piled up in a disorderly manner, like a rough upside-down bird's nest. Others made holes in small mounds and lived in them. Lin Hao identified it. Good guy, he lives in a small mound with a higher status, his clothes are more complicated, and he also has a small flag. He looks a bit like a shaman. There is only one shaman, and the other Styx dolls have to carry it when walking. The status of the rest of the Styx dolls was almost the same. They kept digging for water from the Styx river that flowed behind the tribe, and then sent it to what looked like a small pool built in the middle of the tribe. Lin Hao didn't understand what they were doing. Well, let's go. Where is the specific location? Let's go there and take a look immediately. Lin Hao said to the puppet Wang Siki. The puppet Wang Siki pointed in the direction, and Lin Hao immediately asked the skeleton to clear the way and passed by as quickly as possible. At the same time, let the puppet Wang Siki order all the undead cockroaches to gather in that direction and surround the small tribe of Styx dolls. The puppet king Siki immediately gave an order. No matter how far apart they were, all the undead cockroaches in this weird forest immediately ran towards a fixed direction. After receiving Lin Hao's order, the skeletons rushed towards the target location like crazy, cutting through thorns and thorns along the way, completely tirelessly. If those thorns or trees pricked or scraped them, they would not be affected at all and would not stop for even half a second. Lin Hao lamented that the immortal unit is like an ox, which has no sense of pain, is tireless, and will carry out the orders to death. If it were a team of superpowers of the same level as myself, in the current environment, they would definitely not be able to move at half the speed of their own, or even 1/3. After running for more than half an hour, Lin Hao finally reached the 14th hill and found the immortal cockroach that had been guarding there on the top of the hill. The immortal cockroach gestured towards the puppet Wang Siki, with the target in front of him. Lin Hao looked down, and sure enough, it was the small tribe from the perspective of the immortal cockroach. Lin Hao did not attack immediately. There were about 30 Styx dolls. After optical brain analysis, they were almost at level 15 to 20. The only shaman was level 25. These guys were cunning, ferocious, and fearless of death. Lin Hao had no intention of rushing in to fight hand to hand. He could just wait for the undead cockroaches to arrive. Suddenly, the shaman of the Styx doll seemed to feel something, and screamed there, and then all the Styx dolls rushed back to their nests to get weapons, each holding a dagger ground out of a stone in his left hand and a dagger in his right hand. Holding blow darts made from tree branches, they rushed out screaming and gathered at the gate of the tribe, looking as if they were facing a formidable enemy. Lin Hao didn't know what was going on at first. Could it be that the Styx doll shaman discovered him? At this moment, in the woods in all directions, trees fell down one after another. That was when the undead cockroaches were about to arrive. Along the way, they did not climb the trees at all, but directly used the sickles on their bodies plus the giant pincers in their mouths plus powerful corrosion. The saliva opened the way, and the trees fell one by one with great force. Lin Hao stood on the hill, thinking to himself, although the number is still small, this is called an immortal army. Thousands of undead cockroaches arrived and surrounded the small tribe of Styx dolls. Although there are only about 30 Styx dolls, they are not afraid at all. Facing so many undead cockroaches, they still show their teeth and threaten. As expected of an undead creature, there is such a huge disparity between us and the enemy, yet they won't flinch at all. Lin Hao had to say that these little monsters were really fearless and had no idea what fear meant. Facing so many undead cockroaches, all of which were level 20, Styx doll had absolutely no chance of winning. But Lin Hao needed their corpses, which could not be eaten by undead cockroaches or dissolved with saliva. Wang Siki, insects are not allowed to eat corpses, and enemies are not allowed to be dissolved with venom. You can dismember them, but you must leave the corpses to me, Lin Hao ordered. After receiving the order, the puppet king Siki's eyes flashed red and ordered the undead cockroaches to attack. They were not allowed to eat the corpse of the Styx doll, nor were they allowed to dissolve the enemy with venom. After all the undead cockroaches received the order, their eyes began to turn red and they entered a state of madness. They all rushed forward without any need for orders. The shaman of the Styx doll began to dance, and the Styx doll carrying it cooperated with it to perform a ritual dance of worshipping gods. Although it is not known what god they worship, at least this ritual made all the other Styx dolls. The doll changed, and its thin body began to swell with strong muscles. Each of the Styx dolls seemed to have taken expired poison. Their bodies had doubled in size, and all their attributes had also doubled. They all formed a circle back to back and used blow darts at the undead cockroaches that rushed towards them. Tut! The blow dart flew out like the wind. There was no need to aim at all. The densely packed undead cockroaches would always be shot. The sharp arrow penetrated the undead cockroach's carapace, but it could not penetrate and cause no harm to the undead cockroach. The almost dead undead cockroach was not afraid of such puncture damage at all. The arrow was coated with an unknown poison, but it also posed no threat to the undead cockroaches. The venom in these bugs was stronger than any other poison. Seeing that the blowgun had no effect, the Styx doll threw away the blowgun, raised the dagger and rushed forward with a blubbering sound. The two sides collided, and the Styx doll, which had doubled in size and attributes, had the advantage in the single-target confrontation. In the first wave of contact, the fastest-charging undead cockroach was knocked away, and the dagger held backwards in his hand was no longer there. He kept thrusting and thrusting in an attempt to fatally injure the undead cockroach. Unfortunately, the carapace of these undead cockroaches have evolved, and they have eaten the corpses of many alien cockroaches to form heavy carapace. The stone knife in the hand of the Styx doll cannot cause much damage. Some are lucky enough to insert it into the weaker abdomen. Make undead cockroaches bleed corrosive blood. But there were enough undead cockroaches. Those that were knocked away in front were blocked by those rushing up from behind, and then in turn hit the Styx dolls. A large number of undead cockroaches surrounded the Styx dolls, pulling their limbs and using the sticks on their backs. Scythe claws slit their throats. In just an instant, several Styx dolls were completely dismembered, like 5 horses dismembering a corpse, with their limbs, heads, and bodies completely torn off by undead cockroaches. At the moment when the Styx dolls were dismembered, before their bodies fell down, a faint light flashed, and then, bang, they exploded directly. The explosion range was not large, and the diameter was estimated to be only a little over 1 meter. A large number of nearby undead cockroaches were overturned. But within this range of a little over 1 meter, all the undead cockroaches were killed instantly. None of them were dead bodies. They were completely blown to pieces. No matter how strong the recovery power was, it was useless. Lin Hao could feel the impact of being killed. The undead cockroach does not even have the essence of the corpse, so it is death in the true sense. The shock wave caused by the self-destruction of the Styx doll is also very powerful, which can shake the bodies of some of the nearest undead cockroaches to pieces. Several of them will self-destruct at the same time, killing the undead cockroach in the middle of them. This self-destruction is awesome. If I get hit, I'm afraid I'll be seriously injured even if I don't die. I might not be able to save myself. Lin Hao could tell from the self-explosion of those Styx dolls that no one wanted to catch these ghosts. He finally understood why the corpses of these little monsters were so expensive. Even if the head is torn off, the body can still self-destruct. Even weirder than his own evil explosion, as expected of the undead creatures bred by the river Styx. On the battlefield, the number of Styx dolls is too small. Even if the single target is powerful, it is useless. Moreover, the undead cockroaches no longer eat them and do not use venom. This is equivalent to releasing a lot of water. Even so, the Styx dolls are useless. Not a match at all. In just one wave of impact, 30 Styx dolls were dismembered and then self-destructed. Although hundreds of immortal cockroaches were killed, the Styx dolls were nearly wiped out. The only ones left are the Styx doll shaman dancing the great god in the back, and a Styx doll carrying it on its back. The puppet king Siki asked the immortal cockroaches to surround the Styx doll shaman without killing him, and then asked Lin Hao whether to kill or keep him. Lin Hao looked at the surrounded Styx doll shaman and showed no sign of fear or any intention of surrendering. Perhaps it was because of the undead creatures that they would not surrender even if they fought to the last unit. I was about to give the order to try to capture the Styx doll shaman alive and kill the Styx doll carrying it. At this time, the Styx doll shaman's dance changed. He screamed and danced completely different from before. Huh? What's going on? Lin Hao discovered that the corpse fragments of the undead cockroach that had just been killed were automatically spliced together, but instead of being spliced back to their original appearance, they were spliced into a canine-like monster with a hole here and there. The ones with less fast meat are like the zombie dogs in Resident Evil. About 10 zombie dogs were spliced together. As soon as they stood up, they immediately attacked the undead cockroaches. The zombie dogs, which were much larger than the undead cockroaches, made a sneak attack and swept out a large area. The undead cockroaches were hit and rolled everywhere. Kill those zombie dogs. Lin Hao gave the order, the puppet Wang Siki's eyes flashed, and the undead cockroach attacked again. This time it could be eaten. After all, it was not spliced together from the corpse of the Styx doll. The undead cockroaches crawled on the zombie dogs in dense numbers and gnawed crazily. After a while, the 10 zombie dogs had been wiped out. Their tall bodies had no advantage in front of these undead cockroaches. After the zombie dogs were eliminated, Lin Hao thought that the Styx doll shaman would be out of tricks. Who knew that it had already changed its dance when the zombie dogs appeared? This dance makes the body fragments of the Styx dolls that were killed just now seem to be alive, automatically coming together, and the self-destructed torsos are replenished by the Styx water in the small pool and then reborn. The dead Styx doll stood up again, resurrected with full health, and started fighting with the undead cockroaches. Only now did Lin Hao understand why they prepared Styx water. This was poison and stagnant water to other creatures, but to the Styx dolls it was the source of life. F*K that pool with Styx water. Lin Hao immediately ordered that if the Styx doll was allowed to be resurrected indefinitely, no amount of insects would be able to do anything. Puppet Wang Siki's eyes flashed, and several undead cockroaches rushed forward, biting, cutting with scythes, and spraying venom to corrode, trying to collapse the small pool. When the Styx doll shaman saw it, he immediately became anxious and started babbling, asking the Styx doll to protect the small pool. But how could the immortal cockroach let you Styx dolls pass by and completely block the road? There is no way for the Styx doll to rush over. Even if it wants to jump over, the undead cockroach will jump up and intercept it in midair. After a while, the 30 newly resurrected Styx dolls were torn into pieces and dismembered again, and then their bodies self-destructed again, killing hundreds more undead cockroaches. Lin Hao had a stern look on his face. It seemed that he couldn't do anything without killing the Styx doll shaman. If it keeps resurrecting zombie dogs and then Styx dolls in a cycle, sooner or later all its undead cockroaches will be consumed by it. I didn't want to kill you, but you asked for it. At this moment, the Puppet King Siki suddenly started to take action, jumped off the hill and flew towards the Styx dolls tribe. The immortal cockroach retreated away, and the Puppet King Siki walked all the way and came to the Styx doll shaman. Beep, oh, 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 oh. The Styx doll shaman shouted loudly, as if he was cursing. Puppet King Siki did not respond. His eyes became more and more terrifyingly red as he stared at the Styx doll shaman. The Styx doll carrying the shaman felt a strong pressure. It could no longer carry it and its legs began to tremble. It didn't dare to look up at the Puppet Wang Siki. It felt that if it looked up, it would kneel down unconsciously. Once you kneel down, you can never stand up again. However, it doesn't mean that you can kneel down if you don't want to. The undead cockroaches gathered around. The resurrected Styx doll in front exploded the dead undead cockroaches again. The corpses had been eaten clean by the same kind. Now the Styx doll shaman can no longer use the corpses of the undead cockroaches to assemble zombie dogs to stop the undead cockroaches. Footsteps. 2 undead cockroaches suddenly jumped out, one on the left and one on the right, biting the legs of the Styx doll carrying the shaman on its back, and cut them off with a little force. The Styx doll lost its lower legs and instantly fell to its knees. The Styx doll shaman on its back also fell to the ground, splashing mud all over its mouth, but kept shouting, "Oh ah ah." The Puppet King Siki stepped forward, waved his hand, and cut out a red-black light blade with his hand knife, directly cutting off the head of the Styx doll shaman. Even though his head was cut off, the Styx doll shaman's face was still filled with anger and showed no cowardice at all. When the Styx doll shaman's body was about to collapse, it expanded rapidly and was about to explode next to the Puppet King Siki. However, the Puppet Wang Siki was not afraid at all and walked all the way towards the Styx doll kneeling on the ground. Bang! With an explosion, half of the Puppet Wang Siki's upper body was blown off. At the same time, she stopped walking and stood 2 or 3 meters in front of the kneeling Styx doll. Lin Hao frowned. He didn't understand what the Puppet Wang Siki wanted to do. Although she is said to be a resurrected puppet, as a high-level undead unit, she is also capable of thinking. It can be seen from the fact that she can understand Lin Hao's complicated instructions and command the immortal cockroaches to fight. At this time, Lin Hao felt a soul contact message from the Puppet Wang Siki, asking for her body to be restored. Damn it, half of his body was blown away, but he's still not dead. Lin Hao had a new understanding of undead creatures. No wonder my sister has always said that the most important thing when going out to fight monsters is the last hit, especially when dealing with undead creatures. The last hit is especially important. Lin Hao activated the command puppet and restored the Puppet Wang Siki. He only needed to activate the command puppet again. A force of death emitted from Lin Hao's body, and then the dark elements around the Puppet Wang Siki condensed. When the power of death arrived, Together with the dark elements, the half of the puppet Wang Siki's body that was destroyed by the explosion was rebuilt. In just 2 or 3 blinks, the puppet Wang Siki completely recovered, even his clothes recovered. The Styx doll kneeling on the ground was watching the whole process. It opened its small mouth slightly and shouted softly. After the puppet Wang Siki recovered, he came up to the Styx doll, stepped on its head with high heels, and then stepped hard on its head on the ground. The Styx doll was lying on the ground, its head was stepped on by the high heels of the puppet Wang Siki, and its whole body was trembling. Lin Hao, who was watching from a distance, was very shocked. According to common sense, if the Styx doll encounters such a situation where it is unable to resist and cannot move, it will immediately choose to self-destruct without thinking for a moment. However, now the Styx doll, whose head was stepped on and lying on the ground, with both legs broken, did not even self-destruct. Could it be that the bastard spirit of the puppet Wang Siki shocked it? Judging from the current posture, it looks like the queen is stepping on the head of the defeated person, and then asking the defeated person whether to surrender or die. But will the Styx doll surrender? Never heard of it, so why does the puppet Wang Siki still do this? Lin Hao didn't want to understand, so he could only watch carefully on the hill. The one who watched with him was the undead cockroach that first discovered this place. I don't know why, but this guy didn't go down to participate in the siege, and just stayed at Lin Hao's feet. Below, the puppet Wang Siki's eyes glowed red, dark elements burst out from his body, the aura of death leaked out of his body, and the surrounding undead cockroaches were crawling on the ground. The body of the Styx doll trembled for a long time. Finally, it stopped trembling. The palms of both hands were spread out and stretched forward, with the backs of the hands on the ground and the palms facing up. The whole body was straightened. The index finger nails of puppet Wang Siki's left and right hands suddenly stretched out and pierced into the palms of the Styx doll respectively. Blood of the same color as the water of the Styx river flowed out of the Styx doll's palms. Then, the dark elements and the aura of death on the puppet Wang Siki's body swarmed crazily towards the Styx doll's palm through its extended nails. The Styx doll offered no resistance and allowed the elements of darkness and the aura of death to invade its body. Not only did it not cause any pain, it actually felt as if it was enjoying itself. In Lin Hao's opinion, this is a kind of ritual, like an infection or pollution. The strange and evil death and darkness make the Styx doll become breathtaking. About a quarter of an hour later, the ceremony was completed. The Styx doll's entire body had been completely assimilated by the aura of darkness and death. Now the undead cockroach regarded it as the same kind because it had the same aura from its mother's body. The Styx doll also changed from its original gray-brown color to a darker one. The puppet Wang Siki retracted his nails, returned to their original shape, and put down his high heels. The Styx doll put its hands on the ground and tried to stand up, but its calves did not recover and it could only sit up reluctantly. An immortal cockroach stepped forward, lifted the Styx doll, and let it sit on its back. This Styx doll was originally small, but now it sits just right on the undead cockroach. After these were completed, the puppet Wang Siki took the newly collected Styx doll to the foot of the hill where Lin Hao was standing, knelt down on one knee, and all the undead cockroaches followed the puppet Wang Siki and crawled on the ground. Lin Hao said nothing because the plugin popped up several dialogue boxes. An undead creature from the outside world has served as the shaman's mount all year round and has learned all the shaman's prayer dances. As a believer in the outside gods, it is eager to dance for the outside gods. However, it was abandoned by the alien gods it believed in. In despair, it decided to throw itself into death and serve death. Wang Siki uses the power of death from the host to infect undead creatures from the outside world, turning them into secondary undead relatives. Lin Hao probably understood that the Styx doll came from the outside world, and then believed in the outside gods, hoping to become a shaman to pray and dance for the outside gods, but just now, for some reason, he became desperate and was infected by the power of death. No matter what, this is now the subordinate of the puppet Wang Siki, not a dependent, but equivalent to his own subordinate. I didn't expect the puppet Wang Siki to have this kind of ability, and it wasn't even displayed in the plug-in skill information column. It seems that the undead units I created have a lot of room for development. Or can the skeletons made by commanding the skeletons be developed? I looked back at the skeletons who had been guarding me, not knowing which direction to develop. Forget it, I will study it slowly in the future. Many things will become shaded by unintentional planting, but flowers will not bloom if planted intentionally. There is a newly recovered Styx doll in front of you. Study this first. What are your abilities? Show it. Lin Hao looked at the Styx doll and said. Puppet Wang Siki also looked back at the Styx doll, as if telling it to show off immediately. The Styx doll asked the sitting immortal cockroach to come forward to Lin Hao, and then used the blood from the wound on his hand to draw on his face. Is this some weird spell to be cast? After the Styx doll finished painting its painted face, it began to dance with its hands, babbling, and holding different weird postures with its hands. The corpse fragments of those Styx dolls that died by self-explosion began to condense. This time, there was no need for Styx water, only the earth element extracted from the earth was needed to reconstruct, and then the dark element was infected, and the breath of death entangled the two Styx dolls. After resurrection, the body becomes the same dark color. There were two resurrected Styx dolls, one was taller and the other was shorter but thicker. The two little guys came to the painted-faced Styx doll, held it up and folded the arhat together. The taller one is at the bottom, and the thicker one sits on its neck with its legs tightly clamped, while the one with the colorful face sits on the thicker one's neck, with its legs clamped even tighter. The three Styx dolls are stacked together, and are just as tall as the puppet Wang Siki. At this time, the prayer dance officially begins. The three Styx dolls were together, the bottom one was jumping with weird steps, the middle one was holding various strange postures with its hands, and the top one used dark elements to condense two long sticks with its hands, which were filled with the aura of death, while waving them, while singing hoarsely. After jumping for dozens of seconds, the earth began to surge. Death, chaos, and darkness were condensing underground. Something was soon born, and then broke out of the ground. Little monsters with the same skin color as the painted-faced Styx dolls emerged from the ground, with ferocious faces, just like those ghost dolls in horror movies. Lin Hao counted exactly 10 Styx dolls that emerged from the ground. They held daggers in their left hands and blowguns in their right hands. They were all condensed from dark elements and had the aura of death attached to them. As long as they were injured, death and darkness will infect the enemy. At this time, the prayer dance ended, and all the Styx dolls knelt down together, as if they were being inspected. Damn it, you don't need Styx water to resurrect the Styx doll? Bullshit, the puppet Wang Siki is playing with Matryoshka dolls. He can breed Zerg himself, and then there is a shaman who can resurrect the Styx doll. Lin Hao opened the skill bar, found the command puppet, clicked on it, scrolled down, and saw the information about the Styx doll. Level undead familiar undead creatures from the outer realm. The secondary dependent requests the host to give it a name. Lin Hao thought about it for a moment. Although the outlines of these little things are those of Styx dolls, their skin color, physique, and ferocious appearance make them the best doll ghost actors in horror movies. Just call me Giwa. Secondary dependents are ecstatic, the undead race, the ghost baby is born. Open black lens bracket ghost shaman close black lens bracket level, 20 skills. Army of ghost children, voodoo dance, self-destruction. Strength, 20 agility, 10 intelligence, 60 physical fitness, 30. Movement speed, 0 note. After the ghost baby shaman is killed, the puppet Wang Siki consumes his essence to reconstruct his body. The master is immortal and will live forever. Ghost baby army. Summon an army of ghost dolls to fight. The number is determined by the level. When the ghost warrior attacks, it will add 180% of the damage of the host weapon. Voodoo dance. The ghost shaman performs the dance of worshipping death and prays to death. It can resurrect the ghost baby army that was killed or self-destructed. It can also increase the attack and movement speed of all nearby undead units by 15%. Self-destruction. When a ghost child is killed or extremely angry, it will self-destruct and die with the enemy, causing damage equal to 200% of its own health, and a 5% chance of causing double self-destruction damage. The attributes of these summoned ghost babies are similar to those of undead cockroaches. They are almost the same as those of puppet Wang Siki, except for their physical strength. In other words, these little guys look only 1/3 of the height of puppet Wang Siki, but their health value is higher. Another series where Ping A is better than himself. Fortunately, the puppet Wang Siki and the undead cockroach were shocked once before. Now it is no longer a big surprise, but more of a surprise. Unexpectedly, I got rid of the Styx doll before nightfall, and then took in a secondary familiar ghost child. According to the description on the plugin, the ghost baby is much stronger than the Styx baby at the same level. I just don't know if the ghost dolls will develop some special attributes as their level increases. I heard that the high-level Styx dolls in the wild will develop very special attributes, such as being immune to physical damage, or having thunder and lightning effects, power and so on. By the way, Lin Hao suddenly thought of the purpose of his trip, which was to collect corpses. Quickly, Collect the corpses of those Styx dolls and see if you can piece together a more complete corpse. Lin Hao ordered to the Puppet King Siki. Puppet Wang Siki only moved his eyes slightly, and those undead cockroaches had already moved pieces of the Styx doll's corpse and piled them together. Then the Puppet Wang Siki picked up the pieces of the corpse and spliced them together. After a lot of efforts, only 12 corpses were spliced together, but all of them had no trunks, only limbs and heads broken into several sections. Hey, the best estimate is only about 25% complete. It seems that I can only get a guaranteed reward. The 12 corpses are all about 20% complete. I don't know how much reward I can get in exchange for them. They may have to tear them off, skin. Although Lin Hao was mentally prepared, he didn't expect that none of the torsos of these Styx dolls were left. He originally wanted to see if there was any chance of missing them. The ideal is very plump, the reality is very skinny, and I really haven't picked up any hair. Forget it, with hands, feet, and a head like this, it's enough to do the job. Let's go back. Lin Hao's disappointment was noticed by the Puppet Wang Siki. The nails on his right hand immediately stretched out and became very soft, but extremely tough. The ground was drawn over. With a pop sound, the nail whip hit the ghost baby shaman's butt, which smelled like a mother spanking a child. The ghost baby shaman looked aggrieved, but did not dare to resist. After hesitating for a while, he was slapped again. He had no choice but to scream, even though he was reluctant. The two sitting mounts began to dance, dancing the dance performed by the Styx doll shaman before. The 12 limbs and heads began to squirm, as if they were about to be resurrected, but something was missing and they could not be assembled and reconstructed. Is this okay? Can I still dance the same dance as before? Is the dance incomplete or something? Lin Hao just saw hope, but he was about to fall again. These 12 corpses could not be resurrected. The Puppet Wang Siki became angry, and his left hand turned into a whip and came out. He opened his bow left and right and whipped the ghost baby shaman. The ghost baby shaman screamed even more aggrievedly, as if he remembered something, and then screamed loudly. Everyone in the audience except Lin Hao seemed to understand. The Puppet King Siki immediately ordered 10 ghost warriors to go to the Styx tributary behind the tribe to get water from the Styx. The immortal cockroaches were afraid that they would run too slowly, so they had 10 of them as mounts for the ghost warriors to ride on, and then they quickly rushed to the Styx river behind the tribe to get water. After a while, the ghost warriors came back riding undead cockroaches, holding a little bit of ghost water in their hands and a big mouthful in their mouths. At this time, the ghost baby shaman started to scream again, and the three guys danced the old prayer dance together. The 12 incomplete corpses on the ground started to move again. Lin Hao's hope was ignited again. With the dance of praying to the gods and the water of the Styx, the 12 corpses of the Styx dolls successfully reconstructed their bodies and were resurrected with full blood. The first thing after resurrection, these Styx dolls raised the stone knives reconstructed with their bodies to kill the surrounding undead cockroaches and the Puppet Wang Siki. The ghost doll shaman stopped the 12 Styx dolls with a ka-ka-ga-ga, and then issued a unique momentum that shocked the 12 Styx dolls. They immediately dropped the stone knives in their hands and knelt down without stopping. He knelt down to the ghost child shaman, as if kneeling down to a new leader. But the ghost doll shaman didn't seem to accept their surrender, and danced a dance that made the Styx dolls seem to have lost their souls and could not move at all. Kacha Kagacha, the ghost doll shaman shouted, and 10 ghost doll warriors immediately rushed forward and stabbed the Styx doll in a position similar to its heart. The 12 Styx dolls were killed by the ghost doll warriors without any resistance, and they did not self-destruct after falling. The ghost doll warriors showed no mercy. In their view, these Styx dolls were heretics. Lin Hao watched the whole performance from the side and had to give a thumbs up. He said to the Puppet Wang Siki first, "Well done, keep up the good work." Then he said to the ghost child shaman, "Not bad, not bad." The Puppet Wang Siki had no expression, as if he was doing what he should do. The ghost child shaman is very happy, it has received the supreme praise of death. Feeling the essence in the corpses of the 12 Styx dolls, he took out the essence and gave it to the Puppet King Siki for storage. Now that it was determined that the 12 Styx dolls were dead, Lin Hao took it out and had already prepared it. Container for Styx doll. Originally, Lin Hao never thought that he could catch the complete Styx doll, and he didn't prepare a large container. 10 ghost warriors dragged the corpse of the Styx doll into the container. They were very rough and forced it into the container. They filled the container to the top and helped lift the lid to cover it. After putting the container away, Lin Hao had no intention of spending the night here and set off back to the resort. Go back along the original path. Since the skeletons have already opened a way out when you came here, you can drive a hover motorcycle when you go back. Lin Hao was driving a suspended motorcycle, carrying the puppet Wang Siki. There was also a ghost shaman standing at the back of the car, flying in front. Behind him were 17 skeletons, 10 ghost warriors, and 8/900ths undead cockroaches, followed. What Lin Hao didn't expect was that these guys could keep up with the speed of the hoverbike. Although I didn't drive very fast, I could still reach 100 kilometers per hour. Running all the way, before reaching the inner high-voltage power grid, Lin Hao stopped for a moment, took back the command skeleton and command puppet, and put away the skeleton and puppet Wang Siki. The immortal cockroach returns to the body of the puppet Wang Siki, and the ghost shaman and ghost warrior return to the earth just like the puppet Wang Siki. It's like it never happened. Lin Hao now deeply feels how cool it is to be a necromancer who stands behind and summons undead units to fight. I didn't participate in any battle from beginning to end, but I gained a lot. After leaving the inner circle of the sticks, Lin Hao rushed back directly. The sun had just set. As long as he drove faster, he would return to the resort around 10-11 p.m., just in time for a late-night snack. I was so excited today that I only drank some water and didn't eat anything at the end of the day. At night in the lake of the underworld, shadows dance and the water surface sparkles. The moonlight could not penetrate the thick night, leaving only a few stars shining on the lake, as if every faint point of light was wrapped in a dead soul with an obsession. In fact, there are indeed a large number of dead souls in the Hades lake. These dead souls are creatures that accidentally entered the Hades lake, were petrified by the water of the Hades lake, and then died in it. They include humans, beasts, and monsters from other worlds. These dead souls were tortured by the high temperature in the Hades lake and tortured endlessly. The undead souls who accidentally entered the Hades lake and died could not escape the fate of being scattered. Only those unresolved obsessions guided them to transform into Hades fire and continue their endless waiting. Lin Hao discovered that he could actually feel a large number of dead souls in the Hades lake. These souls had been soaked in the Hades water for hundreds of years, and their power was even much stronger than when they were alive, but they were firmly imprisoned in the bottom of the lake by the Hades water. Lin Hao could feel that if these dead souls were pulled out, transformed with the power of death, and attached to the bodies of skeletons, these monsters could be resurrected. This will create a powerful undead army. It's a pity that now my strength is far from enough to lead these dead souls out. The souls of the dead in the lake seem to have felt the strong power of death, and they want to come out of the lake one after another. The souls of the dead yearn for the power of death. This is their instinct, and it is also the last remaining instinct of the souls of the dead in the lake. It's a pity that the Hades lake has been sedimented for more than 400 years. The lake water has firmly imprisoned these dead souls. No matter how hard they struggle, they cannot leave the bottom of the lake. Lin Hao sighed and said, "When I have enough strength in the future, I will come back and take you out of here. You will become the most powerful group of warriors under my command." Gradually moving away from the lake of the underworld, Lin Hao entered the resort. First go to the car rental place and return the hover scooter. It's not that I can't afford it, but I don't know how long this hover motorcycle has been used. The driving distance has reached 500,000 kilometers. Not to mention the old model, the horn is still ringing everywhere. Lin Hao kept hearing it all the way back, worried about whether it will fall apart. After returning to the Magic City and handing in the mission, I will sell the extra corpses of the Styx dolls, and then choose 2 of the latest hover motorcycles, one for driving and one for backup. After some calculation, I decided to deliver 2 Styx doll corpses for the bounty mission, and see if I could bargain for more. The remaining 10 corpses were thrown to the trading hall for auction. Thinking about the sensation it caused, I was a little excited. Return to the hotel lobby and go to the front desk to order late-night snacks and have them delivered to your room. Ding, the 24th floor has arrived. The voice of the elevator announcing the floor is very sweet and crisp. Ah! Lin Hao just walked out of the elevator and bumped into someone. From the sound of her voice, she was obviously a beautiful woman. Looking at the figure that fell to the ground, she was on point. Sorry, I was thinking about something and didn't pay attention. Lin Hao quickly reached out to help the beautiful woman who fell to the ground. The beauty raised her head, and their eyes met. "Why you?" It was none other than Fang Yi, and Lin Hao quickly helped her up. "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention just now. Are you injured anywhere?" "My foot is sprained. It hurts." Fang Yi was about to burst into tears, looking pitiful. Lin Hao said, "I will help you." When he reached out to help, Fang Yi grabbed Lin Hao's neck and jumped directly on Lin Hao's back. "No, it hurts too much. I won't leave. You can carry me back to your room. Lin Hao had no choice but to carry her back to the room. After entering the room, Fang Yi refused to come down and asked Lin Hao to apply medicine to her. No medicine? Let the hotel deliver it to you. In a 5-star hotel like this resort, medicines for daily illnesses and injuries are always ready. I ordered a late-night snack. Can you apply the medicine yourself? I'm going to have a late-night snack later, and I haven't eaten anything all day today. Lin Hao wanted to refuse. Why? You injured me and carried me back to the room and ignored me? Are superpowers amazing? You don't have to be responsible for hurting people? Fang Yi said loudly, making Lin Hao feel embarrassed. Let's do this. You apply medicine on me and I'll feed you midnight snacks. That's it. Fang Yi seemed to have made the biggest concession, and Lin Hao was completely embarrassed to refuse. Lin Hao called the hotel switchboard and asked for a bottle of bruise medicine to be brought up. Soon, the hotel's waiter delivered late-night snacks and bruises. Before the bruise medicine was unpacked, Fang Yi had already stretched out his foot. Lin Hao looked disgusted and wanted to pinch his nose. I'm a girl, and I'm even willing to touch my feet. How dare you dislike me? Fang Yi suddenly became unhappy. No, it just feels like something. No, it's an illusion. Lin Hao suddenly discovered that Fang Yi's feet had no peculiar smell, and even had a slight fragrance. Strange, isn't it said that girls' feet have more bacteria than boys'? It is particularly easy to breed various flavors. This is different from my sister's. Fang Yi saw Lin Hao's little thoughts and said, do you know where most of my monthly income is spent? How do I know where your money is going? Every month, I buy a lot of skincare products to take care of myself from head to toe. In addition to the reason why girls love beauty, I also want to keep myself in the best condition at all times. If I meet that guy, so that he can see the best side of himself. Fang Yi looked at Lin Hao affectionately, showing his true feelings. When Lin Hao heard this, he admired Fang Yi's attitude towards life a little bit. At the same time, a thought came into his head. Fang Yi didn't think he was the person she said, right? Suddenly my mouth felt a little dry and I wanted to lick something, as long as it was soft. Forced calmness came without warning, and green light enveloped Lin Hao's head, killing the thoughts he had just had. My mouth is no longer dry, my tongue is no longer dry, I no longer want to lick anything, and now I just want to eat midnight snacks. I want to eat, I'm really hungry. Lin Hao said expressionlessly. In Fang Yi's eyes, this was a sign of being cool. Fang Yi picked up the fruit plate with a smile, forked a piece of fruit pulp with a fork, moved close to Lin Hao, and brought it to his mouth with her own hands. Lin Hao took a bite of the pulp and chewed it. Well, it tasted good, crispy, sweet and juicy. How is it? Does the food I feed you with my own hands taste better? It's delicious, it doesn't matter whether you feed it yourself or not. Humph, I don't understand the charm. You have been holding my feet for so long, when are you going to apply medicine to me? Lin Hao remembered that the package of the bruise medicine had not even been opened. He quickly opened the package, poured the medicine into his hands, rubbed it to warm it, and then wiped Fang Yi's feet. When the medicine bottle was opened, a smile appeared on Fang Yi's lips. This time, to be sure, double protection was used. While Lin Hao was applying the medicine, Fang Yi tore off the meat from the roasted chicken wings and fed it into Lin Hao's mouth. Every time when feeding, he would accidentally put his finger in and touch Lin Hao's mouth or even his tongue, and then he would lick the oil on his finger. Lin Hao was so young and full of energy, how could he withstand such teasing? His body was about to react immediately. Forced calmness appeared again, covering Lin Hao's head. Fang Yi could clearly see that Lin Hao's lower body was about to move, but he suppressed it again and smiled inwardly. Young man, you still want to hold on? He picked up the cup of hot milk ordered by Lin Hao, blew it gently a few times, then took a sip, put the milk down, hugged Lin Hao's neck, and fed him with his mouth. There was no resistance. He had just been forced to calm down a few seconds ago. Lin Hao accepted everything, but he would never react. He was as calm as a diamond-gourd baby, completely incomprehensible to amorous feelings. Fang Yi fed Lin Hao a sip of milk, licked her lips, and thought, let's see how you, an innocent little virgin, can hold on. However, when she looked at Lin Hao's lower body, she was surprised. Didn't he already start to react just now? Why is it like nothing happened now? Could it be that what he did just now was too radical and scared him? Impossible. He was not frightened by the sudden appearance of so many disgusting and terrifying alien cockroaches in the hospital, but now he could be frightened by just feeding him something? Looking at that face, there is not even a hint of pink on her face, just like a camphor head. I didn't believe it anymore. These late-night snacks were all spiked. and the bruise medicine was also spiked. Under double protection, I tried my best. It must be that the medicine hasn't started to take effect yet. Increase the output of power. Fang Yi picked up a piece of barbecue, took a small piece of it with her mouth, and then sat astride Lin Hao's thigh. She spread her legs, held Lin Hao's shoulder with one hand, and hugged Lin Hao tightly with the other hand. He grabbed Lin Hao's neck and wrapped his legs tightly around Lin Hao's waist. Next, put the small piece of meat in Lin Hao's mouth. This was not as simple as bringing it to the mouth and letting Lin Hao bite it away, but the two of them chewed it together, and the meat juice and water were mixed together. Fang Yi already knew that the medicine was taking effect. Just like at noon, all his actions were based on his instinct. As long as there was an idea in his head, he would take action. Lin Hao believed that it would be a lie to say that he didn't have any ideas. Even if a monk came, he would have already broken the precepts. However, I was forced to calm down continuously. In the past 10 minutes, I was forced to calm down 5 times. The green light kept pouring down as if it was free of charge. Less than 30 seconds after she was forced to calm down, the moment Fang Yi sat up, she found that her posture was actually the famous lotus posture. The green light came again. Now she was not even interested in admiring it, let alone enjoying it. It's too much, now, chewing pieces of meat together feels tasteless, like chewing wax. Fang Yi thought that Lin Hao didn't even refuse this, so he should have given up resistance completely, but why didn't his hand move? Maybe it's because I never had a girlfriend when I was in middle school, so it was the first time a beautiful woman took such initiative, and I was too shy to move. It should be, I heard that most innocent boys are so reserved the first time. Just when Fang Yi thought he had captured Lin Hao, suddenly the smart lock on the room door clicked, and someone opened the door with an ID card. Lin Hao instantly became alert. Who is it? It's almost 11:30 now, there's no way it's the cleaning lady. Fang Yi was completely immersed in desire, and her mind went blank as the drug took effect. But before she went completely blank, she was still very happy, at least she had captured Lin Hao. Oh, I came here 2 days early, see what I saw? After the door was closed, a familiar figure appeared at the entrance of the room, looking coldly at Lin Hao and Fang Yi hugging each other. The posture was simply unsightly. Fang Yi didn't know or care that someone was coming. She kept doing the most coquettish intimate gestures and even took off Lin Hao's shirt. The person standing in the entrance hall is none other than elder sister Lin Yarong. After Lin Hao saw it clearly, he was immediately frightened and pushed Fang Yi away. Fang Yi fell to the ground after being pushed away. In less than a second, she got up again. She pulled Lin Hao's clothes, put her hand in and stroked it, and kept saying, "Give it to me, I want it." Lin Yarong's eyes at this moment were almost murderous, with golden lightning flashing in her pupils. Lin Hao was shocked, fearing that if his sister really killed him, he would be in trouble. Immediately, he knocked Fang Yi unconscious with a knife. "Sister, please listen to my explanation. Really, I am also a victim." Lin Hao completely ignored Fang Yi and let Fang Yi fall to the ground. He quickly stepped forward to explain to Lin Yarong. Lin Yarong kicked Lin Hao to the ground and said, "I thought you were here to do the bounty mission seriously. I arranged things in advance and came over to help you overnight, but you ended up here having a tryst with this little bitch." Lin Hao sat up, covered his face that was kicked, and said, "Sister, I don't know what to say. Fang Yi happens to be here for a trip. We just met by chance, not a tryst. Besides, I have completed the reward mission. The alliance is so big, with a territory of tens of millions of square kilometers, but you met here by chance? How dare you say that you are not here for a tryst?" Lin Yarong absolutely did not believe it. "It's true. When we arrived yesterday, we met while walking by Lake Styx. Then we had a buffet together last night and drank some wine at the bar. We came back around 10 o'clock in the evening and everyone went back to their respective rooms. Each have a rest. Then today I went out early in the morning to do a task in the inner circle. I completed the task before sunset in the afternoon and came back. I didn't return to the hotel until about 11 o'clock in the evening and ordered a late night snack. When I got out of the elevator, I accidentally bumped into Fang Yi. She sprained her foot. I just brought her back to apply some medicine. Sister, look, this medicine was just delivered by the hotel waiter." Lin Hao talked a lot, and even took out the bruise medicine on the bed and handed it to Lin Yarong to see, because it was important evidence. Lin Yarong said, "Then you wipe her feet, and she feeds you midnight snacks. After wiping and feeding, they are hugged together, right? Do you mean to say that a man and a woman are alone in the same room, making firewood and making fire, and they can't help it? That's why we hugged each other, but we are innocent, right?" Yeah. Lin Hao nodded. But he reacted immediately in the next second, waved his hands and said, "Sister, that's not the case, it's definitely not the case. But it seems that this is what happened, but I definitely didn't have this idea." Lin Yarong wanted to continue talking, but suddenly she felt her mouth was dry and she had a special urge. Who? He's sneaking around and plotting. Lin Yarong immediately judged that someone had drugged her, and golden lightning exploded all over her body, forcibly covering all the special fragrance in the air. Is this Chun medicine? It's still strong. After Lin Yarong scanned the brain with light, she concluded that it was a strong spring drug and was not on the list of known drugs by the government's Food and Drug Administration. When Lin Hao heard this, he was also shocked. No wonder the green light appeared so frequently. It turned out that someone had administered Chun medicine. I was still cursing that the green light was too much, it kept coming, and my interest in appreciating a certain sound sitting in the lotus was lost. Fortunately now, if there was no green light, I don't know what would have happened. I might have already had an affair with Feng Yi, and was caught in the act by my elder sister, without even a chance to explain. Oh, no, why are you afraid that my sister will catch you? Without thinking about this, the main question now is, who gave the medicine? Just when Lin Hao was thinking about this and that, Lin Yarong had already completed the scanning analysis with an optical brain and found the source of the aroma, which was the late-night snack in the bottle of bruise medicine. Lin Yarong checked the late-night snacks, and optical brain analysis showed that almost all the food in the late-night snacks contained thin ingredients of Chun. The ingredients of that bottle of bruise medicine were very high, and the original aroma of the spring medicine was just covered up by the stench of the bruise medicine. When you got the bruise medicine, was it complete? Lin Yarong asked, holding the bottle. Lin Hao said, well, I'm sure it's complete and the packaging has not been opened. Who did you offend? Lin Yarong put the medicine away and prepared to go back to find someone to do a detailed test. Lin Hao thought for a moment and said, except for the Thorn Gold Guild, I should have never offended anyone. During the college entrance examination, all the conflicts were transferred to Li Yunqi. I was examined for 7 days and I was fine. Lin Yarong said, Guild of Thorn Gold? If there is nothing wrong with the whole process you told me, brother, I don't think they have the ability to find evidence. However, many things cannot be explained clearly. We are not afraid of 10,000, but the worst case scenario. Lin Hao asked, sister, I just said that I was wronged. If someone hadn't drugged me, how could Feng Yi and I have hugged each other? Look at Feng Yi. She's fainting now, and her face is still red. Lin Yarong stared at Lin Hao, which made Lin Hao feel a little scared and uncomfortable. In fact, I really wanted to try the one with a certain sound and lotus just now. It's just that green light is not allowed. I'm curious. It's completely understandable and reasonable for Feng Yi to be attacked, but why are you okay? This Chun medicine is very effective. If I hadn't been wearing the necklace given by my mentor, it can automatically expel some of the negative effects of the legendary special effects. Maybe even I was fooled. How can you stay awake? Lin Yarong asked the key point, and Lin Hao almost didn't know how to answer. Whether forced calmness is the ability of a plugin or the racial death knight, Lin Hao doesn't know yet, so he hasn't told Lin Yarong about this issue yet. My hen, I don't feel anything at all anyway, I don't even have any thoughts or thoughts. If you don't know how to answer any question, just say you don't know, can't explain it, and blame everything on the mysterious power. After all, even monsters like the old ones have appeared, so what else is impossible? Lin Yarong fell into deep thought. At this moment, she believed her brother's words. The drugger may appear in the middle of the night and attack you when you are exhausted and fall asleep. Maybe their purpose is to kidnap you two together. We hide aside and wait for the target to appear, and then Auriel will follow. Then you will know who administered the medicine. Good idea. Where should we ambush now? Lin Yarong knocked on Lin Hao's head. This is a suite. It's so big. We can ambush in the bathroom, shower room, or in the room. Do you even need to ask? Lin Hao touched his head. It hurt so much, it didn't hurt like Jin shining in the level 20 secret realm. My sister must have taken the opportunity to strike hard. There was no way. Now that he felt a little guilty, Lin Hao didn't dare to protest. Lin Yarong turned off the lights, deliberately left the balcony door unlocked, and then hid in the toilet with Lin Hao. The two prepared bricks for knocking sap, super electric batons that can stun elephants, large nets that can catch swordfish, and sacks that can hold 2-meter-tall men. These are Lin Yarong's daily essential tools. Lin Hao held these things, and it was hard to imagine what my sister had learned in college. Ordering the skeletons, Lin Hao asked the skeletons to squat in every corner of the room and ambush them, After turning off the lights, only the weak moonlight from outside came into the room. On the surface, there were no skeletons at all. Fang Yi was thrown on the sofa in the living room, and Lin Yarong shocked her again to ensure that she would not wake up. Everything was ready, and the two siblings were preparing to ambush the drugger. Lin Yarong thought to herself, who was the one who drugged the man when she was caught? He cut the man into pieces, then made him into a pig, and then found some monsters in heat to blow his anus. The woman soaked in water until it dissolved into molecules. Lin Yarong gnashed her teeth and cursed in her heart, "How dare you drug me? I want you to know what hell is on earth." The two siblings, who had been lying in wait all night, had black eyes and kept thinking about why they couldn't open. Until it was bright outside. The enemy must know that we are ambushing and dare not come in. This time we have met our opponent. It seems that the enemy has been monitoring us. But how did the enemy know that we had an ambush? Maybe the enemy knew about it when I entered the room last night and was careless. What should we do now? Retreat. Staying here is equivalent to being monitored by the enemy all the time. Let's go home first. Good. The two siblings immediately decided to check out and run away. Lin Hao took Fang Yi back to her room and threw her back on the bed. This time, he didn't even cover her with the quilt, because Lin Hao felt that her whole body was hot and red. Lin Yarong went to the hotel front desk to check out. When Lin Hao changed hotels before, he sent a text message to tell Lin Yarong that he also registered Lin Yarong's name when registering at the hotel. Because Lin Yarong said that she would come over within 3 days at the latest, Lin Hao was afraid that he would still be in the inner area and not come back by then, and the elder sister would not be able to enter the room and would have to find another room. But this time, the old lady came early, took the key and opened the door directly, which almost caused a serious misunderstanding. But fortunately, my sister came in advance, so that I was not tricked. After the two siblings checked out of the room, they went directly to the airport, took a flight that took off immediately, went to the southern city, and then transferred back to the Magic City. Based on Lin Hao's current situation, Lin Yarong determined that the person who drugged him last night must be the Thorn Gold Guild. They may have found some clues, but they are not sure, so they want to kidnap the brother back and torture him. Lin Yarong's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Your son bullied my brother before and he didn't even settle the score with you. Now he wants to kidnap him? I originally thought that I would deal with you slowly in the future, but now I have to take a preemptive strike and create trouble for you so that you can't look at both ends. On her way back to the Magic City, Lin Yarong's mind was racing. She had already started planning to deal with the Thorn Gold Guild. She would start by cutting out their wings and help them reduce their numbers. They would kill everyone below level 61 by one. Let's see if they still have the manpower to drug my brother. Lin Hao, who was sitting next to him, had been thinking about going back to deliver the task and see if he could get more. Then the remaining 10 corpses will be auctioned, and half of them will be given to the elder sister, so that the elder sister can master the set of skills she wants as soon as possible. I heard that the elder sister will collect the full set of skills, and then when she reaches level 60, once she is promoted, you will directly obtain a title occupation. In the past year, I have been crazy about completing tasks from the academy and the government, just to gain points and exchange them for intermediate skill scrolls and oblivion scrolls. Although I have collected the remaining 2 skills, I really don't know if I need to complete them if I'm not lucky. How much money is lost? This is my sister's future, and I should spend whatever money I have. If all the money this time is used to help my sister gather skills, Lin Hao thinks it is a good deal. Go back and hand in the mission first, and take your time with the rest. At the same time in the hotel room, Fang Yi slowly woke up. Her last memory was that she was sitting on Lin Hao's body before her mind went blank. When Fang Yi opened his eyes, he touched it and found that all the clothes on his body were gone, except for a quilt covering him. He immediately smiled and realized that he had already captured Lin Hao. Now he should be imprinted with the soul mark that the high priest taught him, and he will slowly become his fanatical fan. If he is properly trained, he will become his slave, allowing him to die for love without blinking an eye, one time. However, the high priest said that he should take the person back first and then talk about the training later. Huh? No, this doesn't seem to be Lin Hao's room. After Fang Yi sat up, she found that the room was full of her belongings, including her suitcase. Of course this is not Lin Hao's room, this is your room. The woman came out of the shower room, her whole body wrapped in a bath towel. Why are you here? Where is Lin Hao? Fang Yi didn't want to see this woman. Let's go, you pretty boy. I left you back early in the morning, then checked out with his sister and went back. The woman said while wiping her hair with a towel. What? He ran away. You didn't stop him. I've already captured him and planted a mark on him. Fang Yi was furious. This woman deliberately let him go. Take it, come on. I just happened to find Lin Hao checking out with her sister this morning. Judging from his appearance and demeanor, he didn't look like he had been exercising all night. I came up quickly to take a look. Guess what I saw? What do you see? I saw you lying on your bed neatly dressed. Your face was flushed, your whole body was red, and you looked like you were burning. What, was it last night? Fang Yi was angry for a while, and my mother even came to her door, but you are so indifferent? No, isn't Lin Hao affected by the medicine? He should have lost his mind and exercised like crazy with me. Fang Yi didn't believe it. He had used half the bottle of medicine, how could he be fine? I don't know why. I went to get the camera back and looked at it. It really didn't affect him at all. His sister came into the room and discovered that we were taking medicine. The woman sent the video to Fang Yi. Fang Yi opened it and looked at it for a while. His eyes were dumbfounded. How could it be possible? He had just accidentally tried it yesterday morning. This medicine really worked. He had no precautions, but he touched him all over his body. Oh, no, why do you have this video? Fang Yi suddenly thought of why this damn woman had a video. The woman said, I went to pretend yesterday afternoon, just to take pictures and appreciate your figure, but I found nothing. However, I just saw that although you fainted, you still feel uncomfortable. I'm afraid the medicine is too strong and you can't get it. Venting can kill people, so I enjoyed it again. It was quite comfortable. Fang Yi knew that he had no clothes and had nothing to do with Lin Hao. I felt like I was being tricked. The profiteer must have sold fake medicines that made me embarrassed continuously, and Lin Hao was indifferent to me. I felt extremely insulted. Immediately, she became furious and extremely angry. The image of a lady that she had always maintained was gone. She was completely a witch who wanted to massacre the city and destroy the world. In a completely irrational rage, the seal on Fang Yi's body loosened and was about to be broken. The woman rushed forward instantly, regardless of the towel slipping, and knocked Fang Yi unconscious with one palm to prevent her from going berserk due to the seal being broken. He shook his head and tried his best to seduce an innocent little virgin. If he failed continuously, he would be furious. Pick up Fang Yi, throw her into the bathroom, and shower her with cold water. After Fang Yi woke up again, she was completely awake. After taking a shower, I changed my clothes, packed my luggage, and said to the woman, let's go find someone to settle the score. Who are you looking for? Looking for profiteers who sell fake medicines. What they sell are all ghost medicines, and they have no effect on Lin Hao at all. I want to grind him into powder. Fang Yi pulled the suitcase and walked straight out. The woman quickly followed and asked, what about Lin Hao? Lin Hao? If you deal with him later, I will make him irrecoverable, but now, take me to find the profiteer who sells fake medicines. Fang Yi was determined and wanted to find someone to vent to. The profiteer can only be considered unlucky. After an extra day of connecting flights, Lin Hao and Lin Yarong returned home. Lin Hao showed Lin Yarong this harvest. Lin Yarong was really surprised to see the complete corpses of 12 Styx dolls. Dude, how did you do that? In order to capture the Styx doll, Lin Yarong made some preparations and consulted her mentor. The answer she got was that there was only a sacred skill called natural peace, which could restrain the Styx doll from self-destructing. Another rumored but unconfirmed method is to use lightning skills to completely anesthetize the Styx doll so that it cannot initiate self-destruction. This method has only been heard about, and no one has really confirmed it. Lin Yarong is planning to personally verify whether this method is effective this time. Sister, you might not believe it, but it's like this. Lin Hao told Lin Yarong what happened. After hearing this, Lin Yarong was really shocked. Attribute infection, mental pollution, physical and mental control. These are completely strange abilities that only the old rulers and even the old gods have. Why did my brother awaken to this ability? Brother, tell me the truth. You're still my brother now, right? You haven't turned into a monster, right? Lin Yarong is very worried about this problem. Lin Hao lifted up his clothes, turned around and said, Sister, you can see clearly that I have neither tentacles nor scales. I am a human being on the front, back, left and right, a normal human being. Lin Yarong grabbed Lin Hao and took off his shirt. Well, it's normal. His body has become a lot stronger, but he still needs to eat more meat. I'll check down there. Don't. Lin Yarong ignored Lin Hao's resistance and took off his pants. After checking, he was indeed a normal human being and not a monster in any way. Lin Hao quickly lifted up his pants. Sister, I am already an 18-year-old boy. Can you stop acting like I did when I was a kid? Lin Yarong curled her lips. TCH, is there any piece of flesh on your body that I haven't seen? When you were most seriously ill, I was the one giving you a bath every day. That was a special situation. Besides, I was still young at the time, only 12 or 13 years old. Lin Hao quickly changed the subject. Sister, I'm going to hand in the task now. There won't be any problems, right? Lin Yarong thought for a while and said, be careful when you hand in the task. If someone asks you how you got the complete body, you say you picked it up a long time ago, and you have to raise the price from the ground up. You can never say where you picked it up. Yes, I understand. What to do with the extra corpses of the Styx dolls? Lin Hao asked. I will anonymously take it to the auction house for auction, and auction all 10 of them together. But I have to wait until you have handed over everything before going. Remember, when handing in the task, if the other party asks to meet, you must not agree. Lin Yarong warned. I understand. Shall I go to the trading floor now? Go ahead, leave a message for your employer first, and make an appointment to discuss it in detail. Lin Hao picked out the 2 Styx doll corpses, took photos and made a video, put the corpses into new containers, put them into the storage halo, and then went out to the trading floor. Lin Yarong collected the remaining 10 Styx doll corpses and went to the auction house. Lin Hao took a taxi to the trading hall. This time he did not order Xiaona. After all, he was not here to trade but just to leave messages. It only cost a few thousand yuan per hour to use an independent terminal. It was a bit like the private rooms of internet cafes in the past. The kind that seats one person, the space is relatively small. Enter your account number on the terminal, find the bounty task, click to contact the employer and leave a message, writing. The task has been completed, but the reward exceeds your reserve and needs to be discussed separately. In addition, upload the photos you just took and send them together. Regardless of whether the employer is present or not, the trading floor system will send the message content to the employer. After receiving the message and seeing the picture, the main employer will immediately come to the trading floor to reply. After the first message was sent, Lin Hao thought about it and added another message, writing, the trading hall will discuss online in 3 days, no waiting after the expiration date. After leaving the message, Lin Hao was ready to log in. At this time, the employer actually sent a reply. If your photos are not deceiving, did you get 2 complete Styx doll corpses? The employer is actually on the trading floor? That's good, it saves you the trouble of having to run around again in 2 days. Lin Hao immediately replied, yes, I was lucky. I dug up the ancestral grave of the Styx dolls, and there happened to be 2 complete corpses. The employer responded instantly, can you show me the real thing? Lin Hao did not agree, but sent the video. Although with the current force technology, it is extremely simple to fake the video. Anyway, I just love to believe it or not. If you don't believe it, I will give it all to my sister for auction. After a while, the employer should have watched the video and thought about it before replying. The primary skill scroll can be doubled, but there is no second necklace of ancestors' blessing in terms of equipment. Can other things be used as reward? Lin Hao asked. What is it? I have to see if I need it. Employer. Fruits of creation, scrolls of oblivion, legendary gems, legendary equipment, etc. Here is a list of items I can pay for, you can take a look. A list was sent, and Lin Hao opened it and looked at it. Damn it, this guy is very rich. Most of the fruits of creation are intermediate, a few are high level, and there are hundreds of forgotten scrolls. Lin Hao suspected that these were created by the employer himself. It seems that I guessed right, this guy may be a top student in a liberal arts college. There were dozens of pieces of equipment in the legendary equipment list. Lin Hao took a rough look and found nothing he needed. Take a photo of the list and send it to my sister to see if she has anything she needs. After I sent the list to my sister, I called her and asked her to take a quick look and reply to her employer. While the elder sister was choosing, Lin Hao randomly clicked on the list, and suddenly found that at the end of the list, there was an item with an unknown purpose, the Candora's rune. What is this? Click to take a look. On a certain expedition, the superhuman expedition team passed through a certain dimensional rift and explored a different world for 97 days. When they came back, they brought back rich harvests. Among them is the Candora's rune, which is carved on a damaged skin of an unknown creature. No matter how the rune is re-engraved, its power cannot be used. Scientists, as well as superpowers, have given up studying the purpose of this rune. It is only suitable for collectors who like to collect original runes. However, this thing is priceless and can only be used as a decoration. The introduction said this, but Lin Hao always had a feeling that this rune felt inexplicably familiar. Do you want to take it as part of your reward? but if it really has no use and can only be used as decoration as described in the listing description, then the gain outweighs the loss. However, I always feel that this thing has a destiny with me. When Lin Hao was hesitant, the elder sister replied to the text message and sent what she needed. 5 advanced agility creation fruits, 50 forgotten scrolls, and 3 pieces of legendary equipment. Lin Hao directly sent all these requests. 5 advanced agility creation fruits, 50 forgotten scrolls, and 3 pieces of legendary equipment. Why doesn't he grab them? On the other side of the trading floor, in the SVIP dedicated room, a girl slapped the table and shouted, and the boy who came next to her also frowned. 1 high-level creation fruit costs hundreds of millions. Even if you eliminate the fraction, 5 of them are still 500 million. There are also 50 forgotten scrolls. These are commonly used consumables. The price of a single scroll is only 4 million, which is not very expensive, but 50 of them together cost 200 million. Among the 3 pieces of legendary equipment, the opponent picked 3 rings. The value of these 3 rings was already more than the corpse of a Styx doll. Let's first take a look at the properties of these 3 rings. Open black lens bracket Guardian of Destiny close black lens bracket quality. Legend ring level, 50. Agility plus 160 physical fitness plus 160 attack speed increased by 5%. Critical strike chance increased by 6%. Critical hit damage increased by 25%. Holes. 1. Legendary special effect. Lightning damage has a 35% chance to stun the enemy for 1.5 seconds. Open black lens bracket Menard's treatment close black lens bracket quality. Legend ring level, 52. Strength plus 180 physical fitness plus 180 plus 1085 click to restore life. Critical strike chance increased by 6%. Critical hit damage increased by 25%. Holes. 1. Legendary special effect. Enemies stunned by lightning damage will suffer an additional 1300% weapon damage, as lightning damage, for 2 seconds. Open black lens bracket Unity close black lens bracket quality. Legend ring level. None no attribute increase. Holes. 1. Legendary special effect. 50% of the damage taken is shared by your summons. Pan, the employee you selected is very good at choosing equipment, but it has also been revealed that he is a person with powers who has awakened the lightning attribute. The boy said to the girl. Brother, as the rumors say, the thunder and lightning attribute restrains the Styx dolls, which can make them completely stiff. Killing them in this state will not cause self-destruction, Gu Pan said. The boy held his chin with one hand and pondered, could the rumor be true? The girl's name is Gu Pan. She is a freshman at Wujiaocheng Academy in Shanghai. She will be a sophomore in September this year. The boy's name is Gu Yangwu. He is a sophomore at the No. 1 Zhanjiang College in Shanghai. He will be promoted to junior in September this year. 2 brothers and sisters, one literary and one martial, are very famous. When Gu Pan was in his freshman year, he was selected as an assistant by a senior professor. Recently, the professor was studying the differences in the genetic maps of undead creatures and non-undead creatures. He wanted to find out the weaknesses of undead creatures at the genetic level, which required a lot of differences. Do research on the corpses and blood of undead creatures. This research is currently not even 1/10 of the progress, but the derived results are already amazing. For example, it was accidentally discovered that a certain gene particle from an undead creature was transplanted into the devil's tree, which would cause the devil's tree to mutate. The fruit produced contained telomerase that could be absorbed by humans. After being extracted, it could be made into a drug that could stop humans' senescence. Although people cannot live forever, stopping aging and staying young forever is an epoch-making breakthrough. This discovery has been patented by the professor. However, refining telomerase is a bit difficult, and no drugs have yet been successfully produced. After those noble ladies learned about this patent, they invested heavily in the hope of producing it as soon as possible. Therefore, the professor's research project is not short of money at all. Although our project is not short of money, I feel very unhappy when someone raises the price like this, Gu Pan said with a puffy face and patted the table. You foolishly sent the entire list yourself. It's too late for me to stop you. You should intercept a part and send it again, Gu Yangwu said. I'm not afraid that he will turn around and hang out these 2 corpses to sell to others. There are so many derivative results of the professor's research, and many people are jealous. Some people from other universities have followed suit and started research. There are so many undead creatures. Just the Styx doll, the most precious thing is that it is the only undead creature that was born supernaturally. Now that I put it out there, I don't have to worry about anyone buying it. Gu Panpan knew that he had made a mistake. In the final analysis, it was because he was young and impatient, and wanted to close the deal quickly and get the body of the Styx doll. Gu Yangwu said, "Next time, be careful and stay calm. I have told you many times not to be impatient. Your professor has also told you so." Gu Panpan said, "It's not because you have fire attribute powers that you can't use these two rings. I want to change you to a pair suitable for fire attributes, but I haven't found a ring with the same level of special effects, so I keep moving in the storage aura. Didn't even move. Let's think about it from another angle. People with lightning attributes are relatively rare. Maybe we know this person." Gu Yangwu quickly changed the subject. He could blame himself for this. Liberal arts people are just tough talkers. This guy completed the mission in less than a week after accepting the bounty. Even if it is rumored that the lightning attribute can restrain the Styx doll, it is not something that power users below B level can do. Nowadays, in various universities, people with lightning attribute abilities can't do it. There are only a handful of powerful users, and there are only a few users with lightning attribute abilities above a level. Gu Panpan felt that this guy must be one of them. Let's ask someone. The two siblings immediately asked in their respective circles whether any A level or above lightning attribute users had recently accepted the reward mission of hunting down the Styx doll. Or there are people with powers without lightning attributes who are collecting matching equipment. Soon, Almighty's circle of friends gave the two siblings the answer. Lin Yarong from the Third War College in Shanghai was collecting equipment to prepare for the college league in October this year. Lin Yarong, "Brother, do you know this woman?" Gu Panpan asked. "You don't know about her? She is a famous figure in the same class as me. I didn't do very well in the college entrance examination, so I was admitted to the Third War College. She originally had S-level lightning powers, but was accepted by the dean of the Third War College as a closed after becoming a disciple. Various resources were skewed, and when she was promoted to level 40, she awakened for the second time with SSR-level lightning powers, and was called the Goddess of Golden Light." Gu Yangwu naturally knew Lin Yarong. Last year in the College League individual competition, limited to level 60 and below, she won 28 consecutive games at level 45 and once ranked first in personal points, which shocked everyone. Unfortunately, he lost to the Student Council President of Imperial Martial Arts Academy in the finals and came in second place. Gu Yangwu watched the final last year. The student president of the Imperial Martial Arts Academy was already level 55 and had better weapons and equipment than Lin Yarong. If they were of the same level and equipment quality, Gu Yangwu believed that Lin Yarong would win. Thunder attribute attacks are too strong, and the only earth attributes that can be restrained are mostly tanks, which puts them at a disadvantage in individual battles. Gu Panpan stared at her brother and just asked him if he knew the woman. He was able to think about it for 10 minutes. "Brother, do you like that girl?" Gu Yangwu suddenly blushed and said quickly, "Where is it? Come on, I know you like that girl. I have a hunch that she is the one I hired. Just call her and ask. Don't say I didn't remind you that such a dazzling goddess-level girl will be pursued by so many people. Every opportunity that comes with contact must be grasped tightly and not let go." After hearing this, Gu Yangwu immediately opened the phone book and found Lin Yarong's number. Before the call was dialed, my mind was already simulating what I wanted to say in the first sentence. Gu Panpan couldn't stand it anymore. She never thought that her own brother, who was usually the most handsome pretender in the world, would actually have a licking heart. If he really asked his own brother to make this call, he would probably give away the 3 rings for free, and then the Styx doll would have to pay for it separately. He snatched the optical computer over. This call must be made by this lady. Lin Hao waited in front of the terminal for a long time. He was so bored that he took out a computer to watch anime online. He had already watched 5 episodes, but there was still no reply from his employer. "Damn, if you think the price is high, you can make a counter offer. When doing business, there is back and forth. I make an offer and you counter offer. Only by going back and forth can things be done." "What do you mean if you don't reply even a word?" My stomach is growling with anticipation. The anime was boring to watch. The guy named San Shao actually sacrificed his bunny wife. What a scumbag. A rabbit can give birth to many little rabbits in 1 year, and many more in 100,000 years. Is this the truth about sacrificing his wife? Forget it, stop reading and look up the current price of Styx dolls. If you don't look at it, you will be shocked when you look at it. Nowadays, the prices of corpses and blood of various undead creatures are very high, and there are so many people buying them. The Styx doll is the most precious existence inside. The price of Styx dolls is now more than 30% more expensive than before, and they are still expensive but not available. It seems that I don't have to worry about selling. If I wait another 10 minutes for this employer and doesn't reply to the message, don't blame me for starting to contact other buyers. Lin Hao felt that the waiting time had been long, and he did not allow the other party to counteroffer. Go have something to eat first and then come back. When I was about to leave, my sister called me. Brother, your employer has agreed to the deal now. Ah, my employer agreed, but how did you know, sister? Your employer called me and found me. Others thought I took the task. I didn't admit it or deny it. I left it ambiguous and let her guess. Lin Hao was a little surprised. Oh my god, I can find my sister. Doesn't that mean I can be found? No, most people don't think they have the ability to complete this task, so others will almost assume that it was my sister who did it. Sister, will the other party spread the news? Will our auction be affected by then? Lin Yarong said with a smile. No, I have already submitted an application for the auction, and the 10 corpses have been inspected and collected by the auction house. The whole process is entrusted with the auction, and we only collect money. Hurry up and finish the transaction, and come back together. Looking at the house, it's almost time for us to change places to live. After hanging up the phone, a message came from the employer. Sure enough, as the elder sister said, the employer agreed to the deal. Lin Hao operated by himself according to the process of the trading floor. It was a bit complicated and he was not used to it. Now that he thought of Xiao Na, he would have ordered her service. After making several mistakes in the operation, I started over again, and finally successfully completed all the steps. Then an intelligent robot came in to collect the body of the Styx doll, and then another robot sent the other party's reward. A trip to the Hades Lake will yield 50 random elementary skill scrolls, 5 advanced agility creation fruits, 50 forgetfulness scrolls, and 4 pieces of legendary equipment. Robbing a bank doesn't bring in money so quickly. There will be an auction of the corpses of 10 Styx dolls later. According to the current market conditions, they will fetch sky-high prices in minutes. Basically, the 2 siblings will not have to worry about running out of money for some time to come. Put all the gains into the storage halo, log out of the account, turn off the terminal, and left the trading hall whistling. On the other hand, although Jiyu Panpan was threatened by Lin Yarong and his face was red with anger, after getting the intact body of the Styx doll, his brother immediately escorted him back to school to report to the professor. This time, she could have made a big profit difference, but now she suffered a huge loss and her budget was completely overrun. Fortunately, after returning home, the professor was very happy to see the 2 complete Styx doll corpses. Instead of scolding her for exceeding the budget, he praised her for her prompt decision. Although Jiyu Panpan didn't get scolded, she still felt unhappy. She gritted her teeth and swore that next time we meet, I will make you look good. I want you to spit it out with interest. After Lin Hao left the trading floor, Lin Yarong called and asked him to meet with the real estate agency. The house needs to be big, preferably a 2.5-story villa. We are all SSR-level superpowers and we don't want to be disturbed. After Lin Yarong finished stating her request, the agent immediately screened suitable houses on the computer. Ms. Lin, Mr. Lin, there are 3 houses that meet your requirements. One is in Panlong Villa, a luxury community in the city, where people who are either rich or noble live. The agent first introduced the first room. We don't want this one. Panlong Villa is full of nouveau riche who only have money. Lin Yarong shook her head and said. The second one is on Shangxi Island by the sea. It is the intersection of the Qinjiang River and the Yangtze River. It is said to be a fairy mountain on the sea. It is famous for its beautiful scenery of blue sea, strange reefs, golden sands and fishing fires. The agent immediately introduced the second one. Nowadays, when agents introduce real estate, they directly project the real scene of the scene with optical computers, so that buyers can see the condition of the house immediately. Lin Yarong turned around the projection of the light brain and felt that the house was nice and the surroundings were tourist attractions with pleasant scenery. Dude, what do you think of this? Lin Hao said. Sister, the surroundings of this house are good, but it has 2 shortcomings. The first is that the house is too small, only a few hundred square meters in total. The second point is that the location is not very convenient. It is a little away from the Third War College. Far. The agent hurriedly said, Mr. Lin, Shangxi Island only has such a large area in total. It has to build real estate and a tourist area, so the house can only be built a little smaller. But many customers have said that although the house is small, it can still feel the human touch of the surrounding neighbors and the tourist area next to it also add to the popularity. Lin Yarong also said, That's right, brother, it's pretty good here. If you want to travel, the new hoverbikes can fly directly over the sea. The transportation is also very convenient. Lin Hao said, Sister, we are superpowers. Sometimes we need to practice at home. In such a small place, we can't stretch our hands and feet, and our practice can easily affect the neighbors. Agent, please look for me. I want a house that is enough. It's big, and the surrounding neighbors won't be too close. The most important thing is that the location should be between the Third War College and Wujiaocheng Academy. It's best to be closer to the Third War College. The agent quickly screened again and quickly found a suitable house. There are suitable villas around Yangpu University town, with an area of 3,600 square meters, 3.5 floors above ground, 1 underground floor, and a garage. Lin Hao looked at the projection. This villa is located on the outermost edge of the university town. This community is very large, and each villa is relatively far apart. One of the main features is the concept of university campus plus private space. The most important thing is that whether you are going to the Third War College or Wujiaocheng Academy, the distance is almost the same. Sister, I think this place is good. It has a large location, good privacy, and is close to the school. Lin Hao was most satisfied with this place. Lin Yarong said, It's good here, but I still like the one on the island. The agent rubbed his hands and said, Ms. Lin, Mr. Lin, actually, you can buy both sets. You can live near the school during school days, and during the holidays, go to the island to enjoy life. This is a high-end superpower. A life that should be enjoyed. Yes, you can have this. Lin Hao and Lin Yarong said at the same time. Both of them had forgotten that 10 sticks dolls were going to be auctioned soon. There was plenty of money, so why bother? If you like it, buy it all. Immediately, the two siblings signed the contract and paid a deposit of 50 million. For dinner, the two siblings went to a fishing village by the sea and had a good meal. After returning home, close the door and start dividing the spoils. Lin Hao took 50 random primary skill scrolls, Blessing of the Ancestors and Unity, and Lin Yarong gave another 20 primary skill scrolls. Lin Yarong took 5 advanced agile creation fruits, 50 forgotten scrolls, Destiny Guardian, and Maynard's treatment. This pair of rings is almost tailor-made for her. Lin Yarong can use it up to level 70 at least, giving it great advantages in both PvE and PvP. Lin Yarong collected the 5 advanced agility creation fruits and waited for new ones to arrive from her mentor. She would collect 30 fruits and eat them again. As for the 50 forgotten scrolls, they are consumables, and they may not be enough to fill the gaps between your teeth when you use the remaining 2 skills. Lin Hao returned the Far Traveler's summoning cloak to Lin Yarong, saying that he already had the blessing of his ancestors. Lin Yarong did not shirk. She often went on missions, and life-saving props were a must. At night, both siblings couldn't sleep. It's a bit unreal to be so rich all of a sudden. The next day, Lin Yarong's tactical team had a training plan and went back to school early to train with the team members. Lin Hao waited for his sister to go out and close the doors and windows. I took out 70 random primary skill scrolls and felt a little excited. I don't know what new skills I can learn. Let's take 10 pictures first. Blood was smeared on the 10 skill scrolls, and a faint light flickered, and the 10 skill scrolls were consumed immediately. After a few breaths, the skill box popped up. Your command skeleton level +4, evil explosion level +3, your aging level +2, corpse spear level +1. I am so concise, it wasn't like this before. Lin Hao seriously doubted whether the plugin gave birth to a new consciousness. Forget it, if it really gives birth to consciousness, it will definitely say hello to itself. I don't even bother to look at it, so I might as well use the remaining 60 skill scrolls at once. Just do it. Lin Hao slashed his palm, and blood spurted out, sprinkling all the remaining skill scrolls. The 60 skill scrolls shone brightly. Plugin dialog boxes started popping up constantly. Yes, that's the feeling. The most enjoyable moment of playing a game is the moment when the data expands instantly. The level of your command skeleton is +1, which has reached the current highest level. You need to advance to the next level before it can be improved. Your evil explosion level +3 has reached the current highest level and needs to be promoted before it can be improved. Your aging level is +8, which has reached the current highest level and needs to be promoted before it can be improved. Your corpse spear level is +9, which has reached the current highest level and needs to be promoted before it can be improved. The level of your command puppet is +1, which has reached the current highest level. You need to advance to the next level before it can be improved. You have learned a new skill, Grasp of the Dead. You have learned a new skill, Bone armor. You have learned a new skill, soul erosion. Your servant has learned a new skill, mark of death. Your secondary kin has learned a new dance, summon zombie dog. Servants learn new skills? In other words, the puppet Wang Siki has new skills? Secondary spawn learned a new dance, summon zombie dogs? Isn't it true that the only secondary dependent that can dance is the ghost baby shaman? If I use a skill scroll, it can also learn skills? There was no time to think about it before a dialog box popped up. Your grasp of the dead level +10, which has reached the current highest level, and you need to advance to the next level to be improved. Your bone armor level is +10, which has reached the current highest level. You need to advance to the next level before it can be improved. Your soul eating level is +10, which has reached the current highest level. You need to advance to a higher level before it can be improved. Servant skill deathmark level +8, cowhide. Lin Hao could feel that his death power seemed to be more solidified. Quickly open the skill bar to see the skills that have reached full level before promotion. Command skeleton, 10 out of 10. Resurrection of a skeleton from the ground every 2 seconds, up to 27 skeletons can exist at the same time. Skeleton minions deal 200% weapon damage per attack. Well, the number has become 27, and the damage has also increased a lot. Although the skeleton can only level A, the damage of level A is higher than that of level itself. Okay, next one. Evil explosion, 10 out of 10. Summons the spirits of up to 5 corpses within 25 meters of the designated area and triggers an explosion, causing 2,550% weapon damage to enemies within 40 meters. The evil explosion directly doubled the damage, and the own weapon incinerator also increased the damage to elite monsters by 40%. I'm afraid I won't be able to survive the siege assault beast again this time. Okay, next one. Aging, 10 out of 10. A disabling curse that reduces the movement speed of enemies within 25 meters by 85% and reduces all abilities, attributes, and physical functions by 40% for 60 seconds. This improvement is not that big, it only increases by 1% at one level, and the duration only increases by 3 seconds at one level. However, the level 10 curse is still quite scary. It is effective on monsters above elites, which is the scariest thing. It's just that the duration of elite monsters will be reduced a little. If it is a boss level, the duration will be greatly reduced. However, when masters compete, a sudden advantage of a few seconds can determine the outcome or even life or death. I look forward to seeing what this skill can evolve into after I advance to the next level. Corpse Spear, 10 out of 10. Summons a broken spear from the corpse to attack the target, causing 2,250% weapon damage. The initial damage of Corpse Spear is so high, but when upgraded to level 10, the damage is even lower than that of Evil Explosion. How disappointing. However, this skill is just an additional attack during the Evil Explosion, which is equivalent to a gift. Once the Evil Explosion explodes, it can shoot out 5 Corpse Spears. Calculated this way, the damage is also very high. Command Puppet, 1/10. Resurrect 3 corpses into puppets, and the puppets will become your permanent servants. The puppet has some of the abilities it had during life, and can store the essence of corpses in its body. Currently, 1/3 of the corpses have been resurrected as puppets. Only the number of resurrected puppets changes. One puppet Wang Siki is already so awesome, if there are 2 more, hehehe. But you have to think carefully and choose candidates slowly. Next comes the newly learned skills. Grasp of the Dead, 10 out of 10, consumes 50 points of anger to summon the hand of the dead within 20 meters of the target location, grabbing the enemy to prevent it from moving, and causing 960% weapon damage, plague poison damage, within 8 seconds, CD 8 seconds. The cumulative damage of 8 seconds of continuous damage is only 960%, but if it can catch the enemy, if the enemy cannot move, it will be a target. It's just hard to say how strong these hands of the dead are. You'll have to test them to find out. Bone Armor, 10 out of 10, consumes and tears the bones of nearby enemies, causing 175% weapon damage as physical damage, and generating skeleton armor, with an armor value of 400, which can absorb an additional 30% of damage, CD 10 seconds. 400 armor value, absorbing an additional 30% damage, which is already very impressive. Combined with the Ring of Unity and the skill Skin of Steel, it won't hurt you at all if someone of the same level hits you. Soul Erosion, 10 out of 10, manipulate nearby dead souls to haunt the enemy, causing 4,000% weapon damage, as frost damage, within 12 seconds. If the target dies, the ghost will automatically haunt another nearby enemy. Damn it, 4000% weapon damage, still frost attribute damage, cowhide. This skill was Lin Hao's biggest surprise today. Finally, the dead souls can be controlled. As a Death Knight, how can he not control the souls of the dead? The remaining two skills, one belongs to the puppet Wang Siki, and the other belongs to the ghost doll shaman. The previous Styx doll shaman also used zombie dogs. These two skills need to be clicked in to command the puppets and found on the panels of Wang Siki and Giwa shaman to see them. Mark of Death, 8/10, mark a target, and the marked target will receive an additional 23% damage in the next 30 seconds. This is pretty awesome. Combined with the immortal cockroach and the ghost warrior, the ants can surround the elephant to death. It's a pity that the skill scroll is not enough. It is 2 levels short of reaching the full level. I can just make up for it later. According to the current situation, it should be impossible to learn new skills before reaching level 20, so it is very simple to make up the level. Summon zombie dogs. Summon zombie dogs from the abyss. Each zombie dog can cause damage equal to 120% of your weapon damage per hit, as infection poison damage. The zombie dog of the ghost shaman is not promising. The skill itself will not be upgraded. The attributes of the summoned zombie dog are similar to those of the ghost warrior. It is also infected with the virus and can infect the enemy when it bites the enemy. This is a zombie virus. Given the technological level of the old century, it is a deadly virus. But after the Age of Force, this thing is no longer fatal unless it is completely ignored after infection. As long as you have a bottle of detoxification treatment potion on your body, you can get rid of the zombie virus. Those advanced superpowers with B level and above powers can eliminate zombie viruses from their bodies with their own superpowers. If they are S level superpowers, they have no possibility of infection and cannot threaten them at all. However, if there is no antidote and treatment potion, people with powers below level C and ordinary people will still be infected if bitten. In general, both the own combat effectiveness and the combat effectiveness of servants and secondary dependents have been improved. The only regret is that the Knight skills awakened when I upgraded, as well as the first 4 Death Knight skills, cannot be upgraded through skill scrolls. How to upgrade, there is still no answer. The manipulation of dead bodies is the foundation of the Death Knight. Even from the perspective of a necromancer, this kind of resurrection comes with no choice and is an invincible magical skill. Lin Hao really wanted to raise it, but unfortunately, he still couldn't. There is no way. Or what kind of prompt will appear after the plugin devours the light group in the small secret realm reaches 100%? Wait for my sister to come back and ask if there is any solution. Now go challenge the small secret realm. His skills have been upgraded and he has learned new skills. Lin Hao really wants to try the effects, but he has no chance at home. If I could take myself to a small secret realm, it would be a good time to try out my skills. In the afternoon, Lin Yarong didn't come back until after 4 o'clock to cook for Lin Hao. Lin Hao told Lin Yarong about his idea of wanting to explore the small secret realm. Small secret realm? I can go there at any time. It only costs 10 points each time, but you are not a college student now. Even if I want to take you into the temple, you don't have an ID. After you enroll in school, you will have a college student ID. Yes, I can take you there at any time. Lin Yarong now has more than 30,000 points, so going to the small secret realm is a common thing. Basically, Lin Yarong would not go to the small secret realm unless she wanted to get the key to the big secret realm. Lin Yarong has no plans to enter the great secret realm ladder ranking for the time being, so she will basically not go to the temple. To hit the ladder list of the great secret realm, you must be at least level 58, have all the equipment matching your own attributes, and have mastered the skills before level 60. Only when you reach the highest level before level 60 will you challenge the ladder list of the great secret realm. Lin Yarong, who is only level 53 now, plans to dominate the college league this year and climb the ladder next year. But my brother said he was going to clear a small secret realm, so Lin Yarong didn't mind going to clear some keys in advance. Lin Hao was still a little disappointed. It wasn't that the elder sister was unwilling, but it was the rule. Now he didn't have the student ID of a college student, so he couldn't register to enter the temple. At this time, Lin Yarong received a call. It turned out to be a senior executive of the auction house. Hello, is this Miss Lin? Well, Mr. Wang, what's the matter? General Manager Wang of the auction house said, Ms. Lin, the 10 Styx doll corpses you commissioned for auction were officially listed for publicity yesterday. We have now received more than 10 applications for direct transactions, including some big names. They want me to ask Ms. Lin if she can give a price. Lin Yarong said, Mr. Wang, you know that I am just an agent and have no right to decide the additional disposal methods of these corpses. To be honest, if I had the right to dispose of them, I would immediately offer a good price. Anyway, this thing is not good now. I'm worried about selling, I just want to make money. General Manager Wang is very understanding. When he met with Lin Yarong yesterday, Lin Yarong always emphasized that she was entrusted by a former comrade of her mentor to auction, and she did not have any additional processing rights. This auction was successful, and Lin Yarong only received an agency fee, no extra income. Lin Yarong greeted her mentor, who asked her to use the name of one of her former comrades to auction. That guy was a super fierce man who had been exploring the opposite side of the dimensional rift for more than 2 years alone, and he still managed to escape alive. It won't be a surprise if you bring back any strange things. 5 years ago, the fierce man brought back a bronze dragon head. People thought it was just a bronze decoration, but it turned out to be a real dragon head, but the skin and bones were just like bronze. If Lin Yarong said that she got the complete corpses of the 10 Styx dolls by herself, no one would believe it. But if it is said that the fierce man accidentally encountered the tribe of Styx dolls, eliminated the high-level ones, and brought back 10 low-level corpses, then everyone would believe it. Ms. Lin, what I want to say is that after all, there are many big shots who want to buy the bodies of these Styx dolls this time. How about you contact that adult? Ask if you are willing to sell them directly at a price. General Manager Wang still refuses to give up. Can I ask who the big shots are? I can make you, General Manager Wang, contact me even if you break the rules, and ask my uncle if you can sell it directly, Lin Yarong asked. General Manager Wang took a deep breath and said, since I broke the rules first, 3 of these people said they don't need to hide their identities, or they also hope that the adult will make a price for their sake. Oh, which 3 adults are they? The High Priest of the Temple, Lord Edward Fransky, the Emperor of Binglan, Lord Nan Wenzu, the Director of the Dimensional Crack Management Office of the UED Special Service Department, the eldest son of the Liu family, Liu Xingwen. It turns out it's these 3. Wait a moment, I want to ask my uncle. Okay, I'm waiting for the good news from Miss Lin. After hanging up the phone, Lin Yarong told Lin Hao the situation. Damn it, is it so serious? It's just the corpses of a few Styx dolls. Brother, you don't know how big a sensation those several derivative research patents on undead creatures have caused in high-level and upper-class society. I also asked my mentor in the past few days because you accepted the reward for the Styx doll. Just found out. Sister, now those 3 big guys want to buy it. How should we deal with it? I'm afraid they will use their privileges to find us in a minute. Lin Yarong was also thinking about what she could do to maximize her profits while ensuring that she and her brother would not be targeted by these big shots. Lin Yarong discussed with Lin Hao for a while, and then decided to ask the instructor on the phone. After all, I listened to him and borrowed the name of his comrade. If there is a problem, I will naturally find him to solve it. After hearing what Lin Yarong said, the dean of the Third War College just said lightly, why, they still want to steal my students' things? I'm going to the auction house to help you deal with it now. Then, Lin Yarong and Lin Hao felt that they had no room to intervene and could only wait for news from the dean. At about 9 o'clock in the evening, the dean called Lin Yarong and said that the others had already negotiated, but the 3 people who submitted their names had to buy it by force. Temple High Priest Edward Fransky said that if it does not sell, the Nephilim obelisk projection of the Third War College will be closed. If you want to use it, please move to the Imperial City Temple headquarters. Binglan Emperor Nan Wenzu went crazy and refused to sell? Do you believe that all the students from your Third War College will be sent to the front line to regain Europe? Liu Xingwen just said it directly, you who came out of the Third War College don't need to explore the dimensional rift. It will not be open to you. If you dare to break through, you will be labeled as human traitors. Damn it, these 3 are robbing each other. Lin Hao finally understood what the privileged class meant. None of the big shots who could sit in that position were fuel efficient. If we don't have any real power, how can we dare to show our names directly? Since we dare to show our names, we are bound to win. If we dare to disagree, we will directly offend them, which will be very troublesome in the future. If they can't kill us within a week, they will lose. Lin Yarong had already guessed that those who did not dare to reveal their names probably had more money but lacked or had no power. Those who dared to reveal their names were simply out to steal. So I directly asked General Manager Wang which ones he had named, and there was no way around these 3. Fortunately, they were in the name of their uncle. The 3 of them were a bit more cautious. If they had gone in the name of either of their 2 siblings, they might have been kidnapped by one of them. Don't think that the auction house will completely hide it for you. That's impossible, and fantasy is not that magical. Sister, since there's no way around it, let's sell one to each person, but in addition to the high price, they also have to pay something, what they can do, and what others can't afford. Lin Hao thought, since he can't escape, he should make a counter-offer. The two siblings are just doing business for money. Lin Yarong also agreed. I just thought of it, don't you have a student ID now? You can't register at the temple and you can't get in. Now the high priest of the temple has come to your door. Isn't it just right? What is urgently needed now is the most valuable of. It is best to advance early, especially before entering school. Anyway, if anyone has any questions, let him ask my sister. My sister is still a pretty big fist in the world of college in Shanghai. However, for the high priest, such a simple matter was easier than a lift of his hands. It was too easy for him to solve the matter with just one look. But first let's see what the two big shots behind the elder sister plan to ask for. So what about the Binglin Emperor? And what kind of benefits does the director want? Lin Hao didn't know what good things these two people had, so he just let the elder sister decide. The Emperor of Binglin is one of the most powerful marshals in the military, and her strength is also at the top level. The resources she can mobilize are beyond our imagination. I just made use of her resources to eat up the fruits of advanced creation. As for the director of the Dimensional Crack Management Office, that young master has a lot of strange collections from other worlds. I'll ask him to make a list when the time comes, and we'll take our time to pick them out. Lin Yarong has almost already thought about it. Sister, I think as long as you have enough money to create fruits, you can still eat up 50 fruits very quickly. But the two skills you haven't mastered yet are the key. I think she can use resources to help you master those two. A skill that might be better. Lin Hao felt that compared to the high-end creation fruits that could be bought with money, although the price was very expensive, it was not that difficult a goal for his siblings to achieve. But brushing skills is different. With good luck, you can get it with 2 scrolls. Bad luck, it lasts forever. This is reality, not a game, and there are no guarantees. Lin Yarong thought for a while and said, my last 2 skills are all cross-attribute sacred light attribute skills. My chance of successfully learning them is very low. I have to use equipment and props that temporarily increase a lot of intelligence. To be honest, I don't know when I will be able to master these 2 skills. But in order to inherit my mother's career, I can only continue to master them. Lin Hao said, just take advantage of this opportunity and ask the Emperor of Binglin to provide resources, so as to increase the chance. In addition, the High Priest asked him to come up with high-level creative fruits, but it was too cheap for him to get an ID. At least 3 people everyone is bleeding profusely, so even if their private deal is exposed, others will have nothing to say. Lin Yarong nodded, and that was it. After the 2 siblings discussed it, Lin Yarong told her mentor everything. The dean of the Third War College got the answer and made an appointment with the 3 big shots to talk and negotiate all night long. Early the next morning, the dean sent a message and the 3 big shots agreed to the request. The High Priest is willing to take out 15 advanced agility creation fruits. The Binglin Emperor agreed to help him acquire a skill, but she would personally guide her on how to acquire the skill. Lin Yarong needed to go to the Binglin Emperor. Lu Xingwen, director of the Dimensional Crack Management Office, gave him a list of his collections. Just tell him which ones you like, but you can only take 3. I heard that each of the collectibles on this list can be sold for hundreds of millions, but they are still expensive but not marketable. In addition to these, each person pays an additional 500 million, but they have to take away 2 Styx doll corpses. Lin Hao did the math, and each of the 3 people gave 500 million, which is 1.5 billion. The high-level agility creation fruit of the High Priest, here is 1.5 billion. The Binglin Emperor is very confident that he can help my sister acquire one of the skills she needs within 1.5 billion. Lu Xingwen probably has about 1.5 billion. Damn it, it's true. Others say that time travelers make their fortunes through auctions. Without auctions, they would never survive 100 episodes. They are indeed right. There are also 4 corpses of Styx dolls being auctioned, each of which will definitely fetch at least 1 billion. Calculating this, our sister and brother will have a net worth of more than 5 billion in an instant. It seemed right to book both villas that day. The total would be 500 million. I have plenty of money now. Mr. Wang from the auction house called early in the morning to thank Lin Yarong for her help. He was also under a lot of pressure and hoped that Lin Yarong could understand. As for the auction house, it broke the rules and told the information to the named people on both sides, so the auction house took the initiative to reduce the auction fee from 10% to 5%. This is very nice. The auction was scheduled to be held 10 days later at the #1 auction center in the imperial capital and was widely publicized. Those buyers who did not disclose their names received the news that there were only 4 corpses left out of the original 10. At the same time, the high priest, the Binglin emperor, and the Liu family confirmed that they had withdrawn from the bidding. They all asked people to find out how much these 3 people paid. In this way, it is easy to estimate how much the remaining 4 pieces will cost and prepare funds. A truly aristocratic family can prepare funds in 1 day. Those who have insufficient funds to prepare for 10 days are not qualified to participate in this kind of feast chased by the rich. The 2 siblings, Lin Yarong and Lin Hao, set off for the imperial capital the next day. This time I was invited by the auction house to participate in this auction feast. In addition, the 3 important figures have each taken away the bodies of 2 stick stalls. The dean asked Lin Yarong to find the high priest to get the fruit of creation when she went to the imperial capital. The Binglin emperor also said that Lin Yarong should come to the imperial capital to find her at any time, and she would fulfill her promise. This trip to the imperial capital is a full schedule. The first stop after getting off the plane was to find the Binglin emperor. The military boss had already received the news and arranged for his subordinates to pick him up. "Are you Miss Lin Yarong?" As soon as the 2 siblings walked out of the airport, a burly soldier in military uniform came over to ask. "That's right." Lin Yarong answered simply in 2 words. "I am one of the Ice Emperor's security guards. The Ice Emperor has arranged for me to pick you up. Please get in the car." He made a gesture of invitation and his words were very concise. Lin Yarong pulled Lin Hao directly into the car, but was stopped by the guard. The Ice Emperor said, "Please let Miss Lin go alone. This is my brother, he wants to." Before Lin Yarong finished speaking, Lin Hao had already stopped her and said, "Since Lord Ice Emperor only invited my sister, then I can just go directly there." Lin Yarong thought for a moment. A person of the Binglin Emperor's level is a man of his own. My brother is just an ordinary college entrance examination student and is indeed not qualified to meet the Binglin Emperor. "Then it's okay to give my brother a ride to the hotel, right?" Lin Yarong said. The guard didn't answer, but stepped aside, apparently agreeing. Lin Yarong immediately took Lin Hao's hand and got into the car, and said to the escort driving, "Go to the Imperial Coltex Hotel." The guard did not answer, but drove directly. Along the way, the guard just focused on driving and did not chat with the 2 siblings at all. No matter how he talked to him, he did not say a word. The vehicle did not drive to the hotel, but first went to the Ice Crystal Garden Villa, the Emperor's villa on the outskirts of the imperial capital. The villa covers an area of more than 3 hectares. In the center is a small castle built like a crystal palace. It is surrounded by gardens symbolizing the scenery of the 4 seasons. The most distinctive flowers of spring, summer, autumn and winter are planted in them. It is said that the flowers are kept blooming all year round. Lin Hao was curious, how to keep flowers blooming. It may be difficult for others to do it, but the Binglin Emperor does it easily. You can tell just by looking at the title, Lin Yarong explained. Lin Hao understood. He directly froze the flowers at the moment they were in full bloom. It was not like freezing a large piece of ice, but directly freezing the entire flower from the cellular level. On the surface, it looked like normal, but in fact, inside the cells are completely frozen. As long as the Binglin Emperor does not unblock them, these flowers will remain as they are now. The guard drove the car to the entrance of the Ice Crystal Castle in the villa, where a housekeeper and a maid were already waiting. "Brother, after I acquire the skills from the Ice Emperor, I will come to you immediately. If you change rooms like last time, remember to send me a text message to tell me." Lin Yarong warned before getting off the car. "Don't worry, sister, I understand, remember." Lin Hao just finished speaking and wanted to say something else, but the vehicle had already driven out. This time, he sent Lin Hao to the Coltex Hotel, dropped Lin Hao at the door, and then left. TCH, like an ice cube. Are the Ice Emperor's men all icemen? It's a pity that there is no place to complain, otherwise Lin Hao would definitely complain to that big guy. How can he be a guard with such a service attitude? At least smile. Forget it, I am the bodyguard of the Binglin Emperor, so pretending to be cool is probably my daily routine, so you have to understand. Go to the hotel front desk to check in, then go to your room to rest, and check the Imperial Capital travel guide online. I don't know when I will be back, it may take 2 or 3 days. Just play around first. It is said on the internet that a new drink called milk tea is popular in the Imperial Capital. Young people like to dress fashionably, and then buy a cup of milk tea in a milk tea shop with very fresh and eye-catching decorations, or hold it in their hand while drinking while shopping, or sit down. On the seats in front of the milk tea shop, people chatted and played games with their friends in twos and threes. However, many netizens say that this kind of milk tea drink cannot be said to be new, but should be said to be retro. Some netizens have learned that in the old technological society before the Force era, this sweet drink called milk tea was popular at that time, and there were many varieties, which was very popular among young people of that era. Lin Hao felt nostalgic when he saw this. Unexpectedly, the thing I liked to drink in my previous life turned out to be a retro drink here. It was even just newly launched in the Imperial City and has not yet become popular in other places. No, I miss that taste so much, I have to try it. Lin Hao tidied up and looked a little more fashionable, then went downstairs to take a taxi and went straight to Tianwan Square in the center of the imperial capital. It is recommended by many travel friends on the internet. It is a must-visit spot to drink milk tea in Imperial City. Tianwan Plaza is located in the central area of the imperial capital. It is a large shopping mall integrating shopping and leisure, transportation hub and urban space. A large outdoor space is reserved on the ground, and combined with the undulating multi-level green landscape, it is like an oasis in the city, creating a place for residents and tourists to relax, socialize, shop and entertain. When viewed from the air, the overall Tianwan building looks like a school of leaping fish. Its design concept is based on carp, which symbolizes good luck and wealth. It has the charm of Tai Chi double carp, fish leaping over the imperial capital, implying the prosperity of the imperial capital. Lin Hao came to Tianwan Plaza and saw this kind of design that breaks the wall. It is really refreshing. This is different from the box-shaped commercial shopping mall. This kind of multi-level outdoor shopping space attracts a large number of young men and women. Key points. People nowadays don't like to be restrained. Lin Hao was walking in the square and picked out a restaurant with drinks on the menu that were very similar to the high tea. In the past, he decided to buy 2 cups here to try, 1 cup of GG Mang Mang and 1 cup of roasted brown sugar bobo milk. I paid and got the order number, and when I saw it, wow, there were 107 people in front of me. Is that an exaggeration? I didn't see so many people queuing in front of the store. Lin Hao questioned the store owner. Sir, many customers take the order number and go shopping outside. When the milk tea is ready, there will be a message prompting your optical brain. You can come and get it at that time. If you want to sit here and wait, you can go take a rest on the tables and chairs in front of the store. The waiter in the store said to Lin Hao very kindly. Okay, let's sit down for a while and send a message to my sister. If she's finished, at least she knows she's here and can drink milk tea together. Almost all the tables at the entrance of the store are occupied, and many people are setting up tables. Lin Hao found an empty seat, sat down and sent a message to his elder sister, who knew that the old lady would reply instantly and ask Lin Hao to take a photo of the store, and if she could finish it early, she would go to him. Maybe there were too many people coming and going, and there were too many people taking photos, but no one cared much about it. The photo Lin Hao took with his optical brain happened to be half blocked by a passerby. Just when he was about to delete the photo, Lin Hao was suddenly startled by the person blocking the camera. The same dress style, the same color, even the bow on the neck is exactly the same. No matter how you look at that figure, it is the man in a dress and mask that you met at the door of the hospital that night. Unfortunately, the photo taken by Lin Hao did not capture the front view, but his intuition told him that it was definitely the man in the dress and mask. There is a saying that even if you turn to ashes, you will recognize it, and it seems that it refers to me now. Notify the Supernatural Patrol team. No, this man in a tuxedo and mask is definitely the most wanted person on the wanted list. He is so dangerous that ordinary police patrols with special abilities are no match for him. Notify the military. Don't say you don't have military contact information. Even if you do, who will believe you? By the way, the Binglin Emperor, the elder sister is at the Binglin Emperor's place. I am just an ordinary college entrance examination graduate now, and the Binglin Emperor will not believe me. But my sister is different. My elder sister's mentor is the dean of the Third War College in Shanghai. The dean was once one of the most powerful people in the UED government. Moreover, several comrades who the dean once learned and fought together are still fighting in a different world on the other side of the dimensional rift. What the elder sister said would make the Binglin Emperor take a look at her. Lin Hao immediately sent the photo to his sister, and then attached the message. This man is the culprit of the attack on the 101 hospital in Shanghai. Even if he is not, he is definitely a key figure. Soon, Lin Yarong replied to the message and asked how sure she was. Lin Hao replied, 100%, even if he turned into ashes, he would be able to recognize this guy. Next, Lin Yarong did not reply to the message again. Lin Hao thought to himself that the elder sister should be communicating with the Binglin Emperor. He hoped that the Ice Emperor would listen to what the elder sister said. It would be best if she came to arrest him in person. But how could the mighty Binglin Emperor personally go out and catch a thief? Maybe he wasn't a small thief, but even if he was a big thief, she wouldn't take action herself. This is the imperial capital, and there are many experts in charge. Just wait and see how that guy gets caught. Last time you made me embarrassed, it would be strange if you don't take advantage of you this time. Looking at the order pickup screen of the milk tea shop, there are still 100 people in front of me, and 7 people have already passed. Let's watch some anime for a while. The anime I watched on the trading floor called Dead Wife Du Luo before. Let's continue watching it. What? Want a membership? If you want to watch it directly, it will need to be buffered for a while. If you don't want buffering, just pay to download it? In what age are you still using this kind of marketing method? Too much, but I am a rich man now, so I am a member. I will give you a 10-year guarantee. Lin Hao immediately became a 10-year member and then downloaded it directly to watch. After paying the money, the download speed is extremely fast. The next episode can be downloaded in 2 seconds, which is very fast. Put on the analog eyepieces and start watching anime. I watched 4 episodes in a row and it was very enjoyable. The guy sacrificed his wife again. Looking at the food pickup screen, there are 5 people in front of me. Well, no, an anime episode lasts 30 minutes, and you can watch it for 15 minutes after excluding the beginning and the end. Now that 4 episodes have passed, it's already 1 hour. Why is there no reaction at all from my sister? Even if the Binglin Emperor didn't believe it, I would still reply with a message. Take a quick look. It doesn't matter if you don't look at it, as soon as you look at it, a bad premonition arises in your heart. The signal is gone and the optical brain cannot connect to any network signal. I had just been immersed in watching anime and didn't pay attention to the situation nearby. Everyone around me was constantly restarting their optical brains and searching for network signals. No, this is the imperial capital, the bustling city center, and the symbol of UED's power. How could there be no network signal in such a huge shopping mall? Could it be Lin Hao's bad premonition had turned into an ominous premonition? Bang! A loud noise came from far away. An explosion occurred on the other side of Tianwan Square. It was so loud that a small mushroom cloud appeared. The airwave reached Lin Hao instantly. If no one was sitting on nearby tables and chairs, they would be overturned by the airwave. The surrounding shopping malls, the decorations kept falling down and making a clanging sound. People were frightened by the sudden explosion and ran outside Tianwan Square. Get out of the way, don't step on it, don't step on it, don't step on my new AJ. Don't crowd, my child was squeezed out, who saw my child? F*K. Those in front get out quickly. Shouts, curses, shouts, and calls for help came, and Lin Hao felt that something was wrong. Lin Hao, who was pushed out by the crowd, wondered if the man in the dress and mask had eaten the courage of a leopard, dared to set off a bomb attack in the imperial capital? No, that guy attacked the hospital before, and what blocked the signal was not a technological method, but a supernatural barrier. In other words, that guy may have already deployed a barrier, and following the flow of people will only lead to a dead end. If that guy puts another ring of bombs in front of the barrier, everyone will die. Immediately, Lin Hao stopped, squeezed in the opposite direction, and warned loudly, "Don't go any further. There may be a barrier blocking it. If there is a bomb, we will all die." Are you sick? The bomb is clearly behind you, in the center of the square. Why don't you run out and seek death? If you want to die, don't drag us down, get out. Don't block the road if you don't want to go, you're crazy. Lin Hao stopped, and the people around him yelled curses, ignoring Lin Hao's warning. There is no way, the explosion is behind them, people are frightened, and they will not listen to their own warnings at all. Forget it, I've done my best, and I can't stop such a large flow of people. Even if I shout with all my strength, only 100 or dozens of people nearby can hear it. But at a glance, there are more than a few thousand people here. Now I can only ensure that I can survive and find a place to hide first. God knows if the man in the tuxedo mask will release a bunch of alien cockroaches again. Turning around and running in the direction of the explosion, he passed by the milk tea shop where he was waiting. There were many milk teas on the table that had been prepared but had not been taken away in time. The clerk in the store had already fled with the crowd. Lin Hao thought that I hadn't drunk the milk tea yet, so he took 2 cups of the same drink as the milk tea he ordered, found a place to hide and drank slowly, so that he wouldn't be so bored while hiding. At this time, another explosion sounded in the middle of the square, and people were frightened and panicked. A large number of people crowded to the outermost edge of Tianwan Square. At this time, people discovered that the entire Tianwan Square was blocked by a barrier and could not get out at all. People kept pushing in from behind, and the people in the front were already pressed against the barrier, completely suffocated and unable to breathe. Stop crowding, someone will die. The people at the front were shouting, but the people at the back couldn't hear them at all and were still yelling. The people in the front are sick. Get out quickly. Why are you stopping there? The bomb is about to explode. At this time, no one paid attention to what the person at the front was doing, they just kept squeezing hard to get out. The bombs behind them went off from time to time. Everyone's minds went blank and they wanted to leave quickly. Get out of the way, I am a superpower, I will break the barrier and let everyone out. A young superpower burst out with superpowers, jumped up high and used all his strength to hit the barrier with one blow. Dang, shuashawashua. The young superpower's attack did not work, but caused some strange reactions in the barrier. At this time, along the edge of the barrier, the sound of the bottom layer exploding suddenly appeared under people's feet. Bang bang bang. A series of explosions exploded along the inner circle of the barrier. The entire Tianwan Square collapsed and everyone fell down. Tianwan Plaza has 1 floor above ground, 4 floors underground, and 2 floors of parking lots. Now through the blasting, the 4th underground floor was opened, and everyone fell directly to the -4th floor following the collapse of Tianwan Plaza. This time, at least more than half of the crowd died immediately when they fell. The rest of the people also howled. Lin Hao had not found a place to hide before, and was almost affected by the explosion in the center. However, when the entire floor of Tianwan Plaza collapsed, Lin Hao was able to land easily without any damage. After all, he is the only one beside him, and a level 20 superpower can easily cope with this kind of collapse. It was dark around the 4th floor, but the middle position was illuminated by sunlight from above, so it was quite bright. Help, I fell on my leg. Help me, I'm being pinned down. My mother was crushed under the stone. There was a moment of silence after the floor collapsed. People gradually came to their senses and began to cry for help. But, who can free up his hands to save people now? Everyone's face was covered with blood and ashes. Lin Hao rushed over and helped move the rocks to save people. Many people with powers also came forward. None of them were seriously injured in this trap and they all helped to save people. Suddenly, someone shouted, "Run, there's a monster." Then, people in the direction where the sound came from went crazy. Those who could run ran as fast as they could, and those who couldn't ran had to crawl out. One by one, they ran towards the place where the sun could shine. Are there monsters? The first thing Lin Hao thought of was the mutated cockroach. How many shadows he had left in the hospital before. Although it would not affect his character, it was impossible to forget it in such a short time. There are monsters here too. Run, on the other side, someone also shouted, and then the people there also abandoned all attempts to rescue or ask for help, and all those who could run and crawl rushed towards the center. One of her legs was broken and she couldn't run. She wanted to crawl away, but a huge 4-toed monster with gray-black hair stretched out its hand in the darkness, grabbed one of her feet, and then dragged her inside. The girl clung to the raised spot on the ground so hard that her nails were broken, but she could not cry out in pain. Instead, she was so frightened that tears fell from her eyes and she yelled crazily. Help me, help me. I don't want to die, I don't want to die. The strength of the girl's hands was too weak, and she was pulled by the monster, dragging her whole body into the darkness. What was left on the ground were her bloody fingernails. A young male with supernatural powers jumped out and rushed into the darkness, trying to save the girl. But just as he rushed into the darkness, he was punched out with a bang, and fell to the ground vomiting blood. Ah, a scream was the girl's last words in the world. Lin Hao could feel that her life was disappearing rapidly. There are monsters here too. Run. At this time, people from all directions were shouting, running away from the dark place and toward the place with sunlight in the middle. Those who were unable to move were instantly grabbed by the monsters in the darkness, dragged into the darkness, and then let out their final screams. The sound of a large number of biting came out, which was strengthened by the surrounding walls, and the echo was particularly loud. Some monsters that were not about to bite slowly walked to the edge of the darkness. In the darkness, the red eyes were exposed one by one, and they were surrounded by monsters. Step by step, walking out of the darkness, these monsters walked upright like humans, with a long tail, gray-brown hair all over their body, a pair of blood-red eyes, a pointed nose, and a particularly scary mouth like a blood plate. Everyone was frightened when they saw this monster. This monster is like a giant rat. No, it looks like a muscular man with a mouse head and a mouse tail, and then grows mouse hair. The timid and fearful nature of rats has disappeared in these monsters, and they all have ferocious expressions. These self-reliant mice did not immediately jump down and attack people. Instead, they stood on the edge of the collapse, looking at the crowd in the sun as if they were looking at a pile of food, and their saliva kept falling. "Good afternoon, everybody," a voice echoed in the collapse pit. Everyone thought someone was coming to rescue them, so they quickly shouted, "Help, help, there is a monster." "Quiet, quiet," the voice came again, this time accompanied by some mind-blowing skills and spells, making everyone quiet down and stop shouting. Even the little children stopped crying. Lin Hao was in the crowd, observing the surroundings, trying to find out where the sound came from. The sound was most likely made by the man in the dress mask. "I am very happy to invite you all to come here. Now I need some volunteers who will become great experimental pioneers. Who is willing to be a great pioneer?" At this time, the man in the tuxedo mask came out of the darkness, and the monster rats made way out of the way. They seemed to be afraid of the man in the tuxedo mask. Lin Hao all saw it. If this guy didn't have something that made monsters afraid, or his own strength made monsters afraid, or he had some mind-controlling skills, monsters didn't want to get close to him. First observe what he wants to do. "Who are you? Did you plan and carry out this attack? Where did these monsters that I have never seen come from?" An old man stood up and asked sternly. The man in the dress mask glanced at the old man and asked, "Who are you? Tell me your name, and I will see if you are qualified to listen to my answer." The old man said loudly, "I am the former director of the Logistics Management Department of the Special Patrol Police Force in the Imperial Capital." The man in the dress mask could tell, "Oh, it turns out you are from the Logistics Department of the Imperial City Superpower Patrol. Aren't you just an ordinary person? However, since you are the director of the department and have retired, and you are so brave to stand up, I might as well tell you part of your answer. Yes, this attack was planned and carried out by us. Why not me, but us, because we are EOD, the Order of Dagon." When the man in the tuxedo mask spoke, he actually distorted the space and pulled part of the sunlight to shine on him, making people feel as if he was saying a great name. "Eod. Those madmen who took refuge in the old ones? You are only worthy of being with the rats in the stinky ditches. Look around you, they are all rats in the ditches," the old man cursed loudly. The man in the dress mask did not speak, but you could feel that he was not very happy. He just waved and a rat monster rushed down quickly, pounced on the old man, and wanted to tear him apart. The old man was so frightened that he raised his hands to protect his head and closed his head. He almost fell down with his eyes closed. At this time, a supernatural being in the crowd jumped up, surrounded by flames, and smashed down in a beautiful arc, directly smashing the rat monster that rushed towards the old man, causing his head to explode and his brains to scatter. "Director, don't be afraid, I'm here." Li Zixin, a reserve member of the 4th Squadron of the 5th Brigade and the Imperial City Superpower Patrol Team, is reporting for duty. The young psychic stood up, walked over to the old man, and glared at the man in the tuxedo mask. "And me, Liang Junyu, a member of the 6th Squadron of the 3rd Battalion. Count me in, Liang Jichao, a junior at the Imperial Capital's 1st War College. I'm still here." At this time, people with superpowers jumped out one after another in the crowd, protecting the front and rear logistics director in the middle. "It's the superpowers. The superpowers are protecting us," a child shouted loudly. This shout made people who were already scared to the point of weak legs and tears streaming down their faces feel courage and hope. Lin Hao did not jump out. He thought that the situation was not only hopeless, but also bad. The man in the dress mask was counting people, as if he was planning something. 1234. Well, 31, 5 less than planned. Are there any people with supernatural powers who are brave enough to come forward? I know there are still some of you who have not come forward. Do you want to hide in the crowd and attack me? Or are you just a coward? Don't dare to come out. The man in the tuxedo mask said after counting the number of people. However, no one in the crowd responded to him. Lin Hao was one of the people with supernatural powers who hid in the crowd and did not get out. Many times, it is not enough to be a hero with passion, and Lin Hao is not such a heroic person. "Okay, since I won't come out, so be it. I don't have much time to play with you. Go ahead, rats, and eat all the ordinary people." The man in the dress mask gave the order, and the rat monsters hundreds of sizes around him immediately rushed down, madly rushing towards the people gathered around. "You lunatic! If there is any grudge between superpowers, come on the superpowers, don't attack ordinary people. The old man shouted loudly, he just wanted to protect ordinary people. The superpowers who protected him all attacked one after another, fighting against the rat monsters rushing down from all sides, but the 31 people could not resist hundreds of rat monsters. Each of these rat monsters were agile and fearless, even if they were half-pierced. The body, as long as the head can still move, will still take a bite and die with the superpower. Ha ha ha, ordinary people. These 3 words have already explained that they are the lowest level under the rule of UED, slaves enslaved by your superpowers. Come on, ordinary people should return to the embrace of the rulers. In the old days here, all of us are equal, we are all slaves of God, and I give you the opportunity to return to the embrace of God. The man in the dress mask was talking nonsense, and at the same time he was using mind control skills aimed at ordinary people, so that people could not scream or resist at all. They could only watch the rat monsters rushing toward him with their bloody mouths open. Many girls were so frightened that they burst into tears, but they couldn't shout a word. The child was crying profusely, but no sound came out. Many timid boys were so frightened by this scene that they became incontinent. A ray of essence was pulled out of the corpse of the rat monster that had just been smashed to death by the fire-type superpower who jumped out. No one can see the essence of the corpse, and no one can detect the power of death. This ray of essence was secretly controlled by Lin Hao, preparing to use evil explosion when the rat monster rushed to a certain distance. The man in the dress mask felt an evil and strange aura appearing, but he could not locate where it was or who it was. He could only feel a faint aura. Who is it? Come out, the man in the dress mask yelled, trying to trick the person out. Lin Hao was unmoved and had already targeted the location of a relatively concentrated number of rat monsters. Just when Lin Hao was about to launch the evil explosion, 2 voices sounded. The golden bell is broken, illuminating all the wasteland. Leap slash, steel impact. In the crowd, I saw a short-haired girl with her legs crossed and her hands cupped into fists. Her whole body was radiant with light. A large yellow bell condensed out of the air and hit the rat monster with a dang sound. The moment it hit, and also released 8 waves of flame energy, rising into the void and instantly killing the nearby rat monsters. Another burly boy jumped in the opposite direction of the girl's attack, and slammed the ground hard. The surrounding rat monsters were directly knocked back by the strong shock wave formed after he hit the ground. The closest rats where the monster's body was shattered by the shock, and he vomited blood and died on the spot. The rat monster didn't seem to know fear. Even though it was attacked and dozens of its companions were killed on the spot, it still continued to rush forward and was only a few dozen meters away from the crowd. You haven't taken action yet? Do you really want to be a coward? The burly boy shouted loudly. Some people in the crowd couldn't help but jumped out and rushed towards the position unguarded by the superpowers. They took out weapons from the storage halo to resist the charging rat monster. Lin Hao didn't go out. Now these people came forward and attracted the attention of the man in the dress mask. It was a good opportunity for him to sneak attack on that guy. The short-haired girl who condensed the Wanglu bell out of thin air was very powerful. Every time she released the Wanglu bell and smashed it down, at least 10 and 8 rat monsters were killed. The burly boy who jumped out held 2 double-edged axes in both hands, swinging them like a spinning top. The rat monster that rushed over couldn't get close at all, and was chopped down to the ground. Although the power users in other directions are not as strong as these 2, they know how to cooperate in 2s and 3s, and they can barely withstand the charging of the rat monster. There were already dozens of corpses of rat monsters on the ground. Lin Hao smiled. It's a man in a dress mask, right? 30 strands of corpse essence were extracted and secretly controlled to fly towards the man in the dress mask to get ready. Then the remaining corpse essences flew to the surrounding rat monsters, and it only took about 8 seconds to control them. Everything was ready. Lin Hao aimed at the opportunity and prepared to use the evil explosion to blow up all the rat monsters. Although some people might be accidentally injured, he couldn't care about so many. The superpowers in front of him couldn't stop so many rats. Strange. The serial explosions can attract all the attention of the man in the tuxedo mask as much as possible, and then instantly detonate the spirits already lurking around him to sneak attack him. Just when Lin Hao was about to use evil explosion, snowflakes suddenly fell from the sky, and the temperature in the entire collapse pit dropped sharply. What happened? Everyone was stunned, and the rat monster even squatted on the spot and shivered. Lin Hao felt clearly that he was so scared that he was trembling and dared not move. He immediately looked up and saw that the barrier was covered with snowflakes. The barrier had been eroded by the snowflakes, causing many cracks. The dense cracks were about to burst. The man in the dress mask came to his senses at this time and said, "Sorry, I unexpectedly lured her here. We can't play anymore, business is important." He immediately flew up and rushed down to face the few young people with powers who rushed out to protect the old man. He knocked them all down with one move, then opened a portal out of thin air and threw these young people with powers in. Because the incident happened so suddenly, the man in the dress mask ran away from his original position, and the spirit that had been ambushing before had no time to sneak attack with the evil explosion. Lin Hao regretted it. If he had known better, he shouldn't have looked up at the snowflakes. He should have just blasted him. Now the man in the dress mask has been wandering around the field, catching those young people with supernatural powers, and now he can't catch up with him at the speed of controlling the corpse essence. Just when the man in the dress mask was about to approach the short-haired girl with the yellow bell, there was a clang, and the barrier in the sky was broken, followed by an extremely domineering voice that echoed, "The snow ridge is falling." The man in the dress mask stretched out his hand towards the short-haired girl and jerked it back, then shook his head and said, "It's a pity. But this is the only way. If you don't leave, you won't be able to leave." As soon as he finished speaking, his figure began to slowly fade, as if he was about to blend in and disappear between heaven and earth. The moment those rat monsters were touched by the big falling snowflakes, some of them were cut into pieces of ice, and some of them were frozen into ice sculptures. The moment all ordinary people and people with powers were touched by snowflakes, a shield of ice crystals lit up around them, and their whole bodies were protected inside. "Want to leave?" Lin Hao gritted his teeth and took out a ray of corpse essence from the nearest position, risking being discovered, and fired an evil blast directly at the man in the dress mask who was about to disappear. Bang! With a sound, the man in the dress mask was about to teleport away, but was abruptly interrupted by an explosion caused by something that didn't know where it came from. Although the person was not injured, he fell out of the teleportation. From the sky, a huge palm with transparent ice crystals directly photographed the man in the dress mask. From the snowflakes all over the sky and the huge palm-like transparent ice crystals, Lin Hao had already guessed that this must be the action of the Binglan Emperor. Just by looking at the man in the dress mask who was nervously trying to run away, we knew how powerful the Binglan Emperor was. Fortunately, I was alert a few days ago and didn't offend her, otherwise she would have sent her to explore the old African continent. There is one of the 3 paradises for monsters, a narrow escape to pioneer the wilderness. However, Lin Hao still underestimated the man in the dress mask. Although the teleportation was interrupted by harassment, he quickly stabilized his figure, the force of his body exploded, and his strange dark skills pushed back the giant ice crystal palm. At the same time, he still had enough energy to glance at everyone around him, trying to find the guy who attacked him. But now the scene is very chaotic, and the Ice Emperor's snow ridge floating has been being used, causing continuous huge damage to the enemy, and can form an ice crystal shield to protect those who want to protect them. Under the ice crystal shield, it was a little difficult for the man in the dress mask to see clearly the appearance of everyone inside. The force that had just been used to sneak attack on him was extremely weird, evil, and dark, even like the abyss of hell. However, as long as that person does not use power, it is completely impossible to detect who he is. The man in the dress mask's expression darkened. In the current world, apart from his own organization EOD, which uses the strange power of the old rulers, there is only one other organization that uses it. That organization is a notorious assassin organization. It has no position to speak of. They kill the just and the evil. Even ordinary people will kill them, as long as they give enough money. Who is it? Knowing that not many people came here this time, one of those people must have betrayed him. Forget it, it's too late to think about it, most likely it's to compete with myself. Let's solve the immediate crisis first. The man in a dress mask soared into the sky, jumped out of the huge crater in the Tianwan Square, and floated in the air. Now, the Tianwan Square has been surrounded by the army, and the Binglan Emperor is standing on the edge of the collapsed pit, looking coldly at the man in the dress mask. "You are so brave, you actually dared to plan an attack in the imperial capital. Who gave you the courage to fly above my head and ask me to look up to you? Come down." Nan Wenzu, the Ice Emperor, reached out and grasped the air without activating any skills. He simply used his ice attribute power. The body of the man in the dress mask was instantly frozen, with only his whole head exposed. Then he was torn off and fell to the ground. Nan asked behind Shui. After being thrown, the man in the dress mask also felt a burst of pain, but the pain quickly disappeared because his body was eroded by the ice and he was so cold that he didn't even know what pain was. Great Emperor of Binglan, I have no intention of violating you. It is my honor to see your great power. Although his body was frozen, the man in the tuxedo mask still showed no timidity, fear, panic, or fear, and he still had time to say polite words. Nan Wenzu turned around and looked condescendingly at the man in the dress mask. He was wearing a military uniform and a large cloak that symbolized his status. His blue-white hair shone in the sunlight. Are you Shichui Jilan, one of the 4 heavenly kings of EOD? Nan Wenzu asked coldly. The man in the dress mask smiled and said, I didn't expect that an insignificant little person like me could be remembered by the Emperor of Binglan. That must be God's reward for me. God? Huh. Your God has been killed long ago. Tell me, what is your intention in attacking the imperial capital this time? Tell me, and I will give you a pleasure. Nan Wenzu was too lazy to continue talking to these lunatics, and directly the interrogation begins. The man in the dress mask said, since the Emperor of Binglan asked him personally, he is naturally qualified to know the truth. Our great ruler will come to the world again. But the ruler needs a container, so I followed the plan and came here to select a suitable container. Just stating your intention so easily? Nan Wenzu narrowed her eyes slightly. A lot of information is revealed in these 2 sentences. The old ones want to come and have come before, so the word, zai, is used. Moreover, this advent requires a container. Either the true body cannot appear directly and requires a medium, or it is in a very special state and requires a container. Although EOD acts crazy, it does not do anything aimlessly. The so-called selection of suitable containers has actually been selected already. However, since we already have a target, why not kidnap him secretly? Why such a big attack? Is it intentional to show off one's power? Or are you trying to hide something? Is it to lure the tiger away from the mountain? The Emperor of Binglan, don't guess, he just shows off his power on purpose. I got so many serums last time, so I have to try the effects. Those serums are really powerful, they can actually turn a little mouse into such a powerful one. It's so great it's easy to use, ha 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 ha. The man in the tuxedo mask laughed loudly, which made the surrounding soldiers furious. Several of them couldn't help but stepped forward and punched him several times. But the man in the tuxedo mask couldn't feel any pain at all now. His pain-sensing nerves were almost frozen to death. Nan Wenzu still had questions. How did you choose your targets? It's very simple. We have already screened them from their birth date and awakened abilities. You must be asking me how to gather all these people here, right? It's very simple. Control the merchants they like and give them to them. Just send discounts and gifts to the selected targets in advance to entice them to come and spend today. Emperor of Binglan, do you think those people are stupid? Just give them a 30% or 20% discount, and they will call their friends over. Ha ha ha, I laughed to death. The man in the dress mask smiled very freely, and the feeling of playing with people in his hands was so intoxicating. The coldness on Nan Wenzu's face had reached freezing point. The 2 paragraphs explain a lot. There are undercover agents in the Superpower Management Bureau, and there are many people who meet the requirements for the old Dominator container. I am afraid that similar attacks will not only happen in the imperial capital. After receiving so much information, Nan Wenzu has decided that all UED departments will conduct a major purge and launch a large-scale attack on EOD. Take them away. No matter what means you use, you must find out the distribution of EOD. I want the location of all their branches and headquarters. Nan Wenzu ordered, and the surrounding guards immediately took action. Next, Nan Wenzu stopped paying attention to the man in the dress mask, because she needed to convene a temporary high-level meeting. There might be attacks like Tianwan Square in the entire alliance, and all places needed to be more vigilant. During Nan Wenzu's interrogation, Lin Yarong followed the rescue team into the cave early, looking for her most important person. Lin Hao saw the nervous sister at first sight and immediately shouted, "Sister, I'm here." Lin Yarong immediately used her lightning powers and rushed to Lin Hao's side immediately. "How's it going? Are there any injuries? Let me take a look." "It's okay. I ran faster and I wasn't injured." Lin Hao was worried that Lin Yarong would have to take off her clothes for inspection. It would be embarrassing for so many people now. "Are you Lin Yarong, the goddess of golden light?" A voice came from behind Lin Hao. When he turned around, he saw that it was the girl with short hair. "Who are you?" Lin Yarong looked at the short-haired girl who came up to say hello, but didn't recognize who it was. "I am a student at the Imperial Martial Arts Academy. My name is Nian Nansheng." The short-haired girl cupped her fists and said. Lin Yarong looked at this girl dressed in martial arts and didn't remember who she was. Instead, she asked Lin Hao, "Brother, You didn't meet her when you were shopping, right? Lin Hao said. No, I don't know her. Nian Nanxing smiled and said, my brother's name is Nian Biliang. Are you Nian Bailang's sister? Sister, who is Nian Biliang? I haven't heard you mention it. Prefer not to say. Nian Biliang, president of the Student Union of Imperial Martial Arts Academy, the one who defeated Lin Yarong in the College League individual finals last year. Lin Yarong naturally didn't want to talk about it. Although Nian Biliang took advantage of the level and equipment, Lin Yarong believed that she still had a chance to defeat him, but she made a mistake and Nian Biliang seized the opportunity and knocked him down in the ring with one blow. Nian Nanxing said, my brother has graduated this year. He said that in the 4 years of college, there were only a few people who could be called opponents, and the Golden Goddess is definitely the best among them. Well, it's a pity that he graduated this year. He's lucky. If he can still participate in the league this year, he will definitely be killed by my sword. Lin Yarong said unceremoniously. Nian Nanxing said, maybe, my brother said that if you had taken out the Dragon Tooth sword in last year's finals, maybe the result would have been completely different. It's a pity that you are exaggerating. Really, I have this capital to support you, but your brother is not qualified to let me use the Dragon Tooth sword. Are you here just to say these polite words? Lin Yarong felt that she had something else to say. We just happened to meet her, just to say hello. I will officially participate in this year's league. I hope Miss Lin is as powerful as my brother said. Nian Nanxing said. Will your participation have any impact on my bid for the championship? Lin Yarong asked. My strength is better than my brother's, see you in the league. After Nian Nanxing finished speaking, he cupped his fists and saluted, then turned and left. Lin Hao was confused. Isn't this a world where supernatural powers are rampant? Why does this scene feel like a fight between martial arts people? The guys from the Martial Arts Academy are like this. Her brother is much more arrogant than she is, and she is already very polite. The guys from the Martial Arts Academy combine their skills with something called martial arts that was passed down before the Force era. Get up, you are very strong. Lin Yarong didn't take Nian Nanxing seriously. The guys in the Martial Arts Academy all thought highly of themselves and always felt that they were better than their predecessors. She was the one who thought she was stronger. What? I thought the Martial Arts Academy was just called martial arts. They really practiced ancient martial arts? Lin Hao was curious. What does superpower plus ancient martial arts look like? They are really those who practice ancient martial arts. They generally rarely learn attack skills. Most of them are buff skills. They give themselves more than 10 or 20 kinds of buff enhancements, or some even learn some special defense skills to enhance their own abilities. With the ancient martial arts practiced in conjunction, each punch and kick can produce extremely strong attack power. Lin Yarong explained. Damn it, Lin Hao has gained some knowledge, so this is okay? Sister, do you think people like Ji Yu Wu are better, or those of us who use skills to deal damage? Lin Hao was curious about this. Lin Yarong said, all our major war academies can also practice martial arts. What we learn is the force fighting technique developed by AI integrating ancient martial arts, modern fighting, various genres of strike techniques, etc. over hundreds of years in the Force era. It is precise. Action calculation, using the least actions to launch the maximum damage attack, combined with our abilities and skills, it can be used as a super fighting skill for attack and defense at the same time. Damn it, Lin Hao has learned a lot again. These things were not discussed at all in middle school. Even if you go online, you won't see anyone discussing this. Don't think so much, you will teach it when you go to university. You are a liberal arts school, and you may even explain the design principles of each action of force combat. I also went to listen for a while, it is very profound. Let's go up, Bing Lord Huang said that after finding you, he will take you to see her. Lin Yarong took Lin Hao's hand, lined up to board the rescue lift, and went up together to meet the Binglin Emperor. On the lift, Lin Hao finally understood why he wanted to go to college. No wonder Lao Ban has always emphasized that if the family has the conditions, take the martial arts test, and if the conditions are not good, take the Pinyin test. What is taught in universities is the real core technology and skills of superpowers. Lin Hao used to think that college would be boring, but now he is full of expectations. As the rescue elevator rose to the ground, Lin Hao saw a large number of troops, patrols with special abilities, ambulance personnel, and various rescue machines. No wonder it took so long to arrive. It takes time to mobilize these. Just transporting these huge excavation and rescue machines to the site is a big hassle. It seems that the Binglin Emperor took action immediately after seeing the photo. Lord Ice King, I have brought my brother here. Brother, Please meet Lord Ice King soon. Arriving at the temporary rescue command center, Lin Yarong and Lin Hao found the Binglin Emperor. Well, it seems nothing is wrong. I was worried that being too late would separate your brother and sister forever. Nan Wenzu glanced at Lin Hao and then said, this was the first time Lin Hao saw the legendary Generalissimo up close. Her facial features are exquisite and her skin is fair and flawless, like frost-covering jade, almost reflecting the dazzling light, like an iceberg that can never melt. Her eyes were as deep as a cold winter night, revealing a cold and mysterious beauty. Under the gaze of these eyes, Lin Hao seemed to feel a biting chill. Her long hair was like a piece of smooth ice silk, shining with a cold sheen. Every strand of hair seems to contain endless coldness, making people dare not touch it easily. When she gently shakes her head, her long hair will flutter, as if ice crystals are dancing in the sun. She has a slender and proud figure, wearing a military martial uniform, with a shining sun inlaid on the shoulder straps, symbolizing her status and honor. Lin Hao remembered that there is a saying that someone else's ice power is SSR because he has reached the SSR standard, and the Ice Emperor is SSR because the highest judgment is only SSR. Therefore, her title is Emperor, which means that she is the most powerful ice attribute user. The boy has met Lord Ice King. Lin Hao did not dare to look at it for too long, lest the Binglin Emperor would be unhappy. Although it is due to luck, you have made a great contribution this time. You were one of the survivors of the last hospital attack. From this point of view, you personally sent the instigator to prison and to the guillotine. Nan Wenzu signed a document and handed it to her assistant to handle, then sat down and said to Lin Hao. I just did what every Alliance citizen should do, Lin Hao said modestly. Nan Wenzu said, well, every citizen of the Alliance should have your awareness. If I remember correctly, you are a member of Li Yunqi's college entrance examination team, right? Lin Hao said, yes. Well, Lin Yarong said that you were admitted to Wujiaochang Academy. Although you did not inherit your father's powerful abilities, you did not give up on yourself. I appreciate it very much. Nan Wenzu looked at Lin Hao and said. Lin Hao replied, my parents brought me into this world and gave me life. I don't dare to force anything anymore. Even if I don't inherit my father's abilities, I still want to live well, because I am the continuation of my parents' lives. You're right. I'm very satisfied with your attitude towards life and life. I've decided to give you the highest reward for your contribution this time. Is there anything you want? Lin Hao frowned. Can he choose his own merit reward?